Aaron and brothers August and Owen. She plans to attend the University of Arizona with a major in microbiology and go to med school. Alicia Casillas Leopold, escorted by her mother, father, and her best friend Tyler. She plans to major in nursing at the U of A. Alicia Cook, escorted by her parents Guy Cook and Maria Vinch. She plans to study microbiology at the University of Arizona. Richard Cox, escorted by dad Tim Cox, mom Karen Cox, his grandfather, grandmother, and his girlfriend. He plans to go to college and study aeronautics. Quentin Janook, escorted by his dad Stephen, mom Natalie, sister Sophia, and girlfriend Sierra. He plans to attend Oklahoma University and later join the military. Elijah Gilberto, escorted by his brother Matthew, father John, and mother Lori. He plans to go to college for music. Maylee Gold, escorted by dad Darren, mom Mandy, and siblings Kayla, Jackson, and Bristol. She plans to attend college and receive her degree in nursing, focusing on labor delivery. Alexandra Hildreth, escorted by her parents Audra and John and sister Jasmine. She plans to study biomedical sciences at the U of A and someday play softball for the USSSA Pride. Zachary Hauserman, escorted by his mom Jahida Anderson, his dad Kent Hauserman, and two brothers. He plans to go to the University of Florida and double major in business and biomedical engineering. Amy and Ian McGattican, escorted by mom Karen, dad Mike, sister Kelly, brother-in-law Brett, best friends Natalie and Haley. Amy plans to major in veterinary science at U of A and later study abroad. And Ian plans to major in molecular and cellular biology at U of A and later study abroad. Haley Meyerhofen, escorted by her mom Lorraine, sister Erin, and brother Tyler. She plans to pursue a career in special effects makeup. Julia Milligan, escorted by her mom Sharon, her dad Andy, and her grandma and grandpa. She plans to attend a university to major in genetics. Austin Morgan, escorted by mom Joni, dad Jack, and girlfriend Lily. He plans to go into the Army as a light wheel mechanic. Cindy Murguia, escorted by her mom Christina Darasaw and sister Jalen. She plans to go to cosmetology school and become a cosmetologist. Cesar Nuno, escorted by his sister Cassandra Nuno. He plans to attend an in-state university and study in business administration. Nora O'Donnell, escorted by her father Jeffrey and stepmom Kathy. Nora is currently deciding between two majors and plans to attend college on the East Coast. Mark Owens, escorted by his mom Elizabeth, dad Jeremy, and mom's fiance Nick, sister Laurel, and little brother Tristan, and best friend Cameron. He plans to audition for Juilliard School of Music and, if that fails, go to college and get a degree in psychology. Carson Rice, escorted by his parents and girlfriend. He plans to serve a mission. Ariella Richardson, escorted by Camille Watson. She plans to fight wildfires as a Granite Mountain hotshot. Adam Silcox, escorted by dad Cliff Silcox, mom Paula Silcox, and sister Katie Silcox. He plans to go to college and study marine biology. Emily Sogan, escorted by a mom Noemi and dad Models. She plans to major in biology at the U of A and later become a pediatrician. Bethany Stewart, escorted by her boyfriend Billy and best friend Abby. She plans to become a pastry chef and will eventually open her own bakery. Sarah Stockamer, escorted by Dale, Stacy, and Jessica Stockamer. She plans to go to Cochise College and then to vet school. James Thomas, escorted by mom Stephanie and dad Matthew Thomas and two siblings Joshua and Alyssa. He plans to continue with his education. Janina Villalobos, escorted by her mother Jackie, father Julio Sousa, sister Jaylene, and best friend Jackie Webb. She plans to study medicine. Libby Taylor Weisberg, escorted by her wonderful mom Ashley Weisberg. She plans to major in music education at the U of A. Olivia Wells, escorted by her parents Lily and Stu, sister Brianna, and close friend Adriana Dupadre. She plans to attend ASU to pursue news broadcasting. Corey Williams, escorted by his father Brian. He plans to attend ASU to pursue a degree in aviation. Tyra Wilson, escorted by mom Chiquetta, baby sister Julia, and older sister Renee. She plans to go to school for cooking and hopefully own a restaurant. And last, Rachel Wortham, escorted by parents Elaine and Paula Esperanza and best friend Starla Spencer. She plans to be a multimedia artist and animator. And one more time, let's hear for our Buena Marching Colts seniors.
Alright, sports fans, welcome to Cochise County Sports Network. Tonight's live broadcast brought to you in part by Lolly Automotive Group for all your new and used car needs. Jeff and Gina Lane of Edward Jones Investments, making sense of investing. Apex Network Physical Therapy, come heal with us. Cochise Lock and Safe for all your lock and safe needs. SSVEC, owned by those we serve. Next, we have eXp Realty, home of the flat rate contract. And last but not least, Chiricahua Community Health Center's Health for All. Tonight, we have the Lady Colts varsity volleyball team traveling to Nogales to take on the Apaches. Live and in full HD, only on Cochise County Sports Network.
Andy Herreras, Lizzie Carnine, and Kat Korch. Is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remove your hats for the presentation of the colors and the playing of our national anthem.
Sports fans, welcome to Cochise County Sports Network. Tonight's live broadcast brought to you in part by Lally Automotive Group for all your new and used car needs. Jeff and Gina Lane of Edward Jones Investments, making sense of investing. Apex Network Physical Therapy, come heal with us. Cochise Lock and Safe for all your lock and safe needs. SSVEC, owned by those we serve. Next, we have eXp Realty, home of the flat rate contract. And last but not least, Chiricahua Community Health Center's Health for All. Tonight, we have the Lady Colts varsity volleyball team traveling to Nogales to take on the Apaches. Live and in full HD, only on Cochise County Sports Network.
All right, everybody, we want to welcome everybody back to another edition of Buena Colts High School Football on the Cochise County Sports Network. And tonight we have the 5-1 Cienega Bobcats going against the 4-2 Buena Colts, led by Coach Joe Thomas and a great, spectacular young offense that just seems to keep getting better every week. This is Craig Mount, and also joined with my good friend David Lanstra. David, big game tonight.
Yeah, it's good to see the Colts back at home. They've been on the road for the last 2 weeks, traveling up to Phoenix 2 weeks ago and Tucson last week, respectively, going one-on-one on those road trips. So they're back at home in front of their home crowd. And as you said, their offense has really started to find their stride. They've really found their identity as an offense behind Caleb Bryan and Timothy Jones, the true thunder and lightning combination. So we'll see what they can do tonight against this high-powered Cienega team that comes in ranked in the top 25 in the state of Arizona.
You know, when we got started on this last year, and we remember this is a game that really, if we look back a year ago with the Buena Colts, this was kind of like their coming out party and showing that in many ways they've turned the corner and become a real contender in almost every game that they've been in. And a lot of it from last year's game.
Varsity football teams taking on the Cienega Bobcats, live and in full HD.
But they've also kind of developed a really good, well-rounded football team all the way around.
Yeah, and it's great to see that at the high school level, that they come in with a game plan and they're really able to execute it. And you're right, last year they came into this game, they weren't supposed to be in it. Cienega was led by a top recruit in the state of Arizona, and Buena stayed with them till the end, losing in a very close game, and that really springboarded them into the rest of the season and springboarded them almost making it to the playoffs. So let's see if they can replicate that tonight, stay close, and hopefully come away with a win, and they'll start their push towards the playoffs here at the end of the year.
Everybody who's turning in on the Cochise County Sports Network, we want to go ahead and invite you to go ahead and share the page, tell all your friends, tell the guys up there, the people over there at Cienega to tune in as well. It's going to be a really good game. What we've got, though, conditions out here, it's really windy today, pretty heavy gusts. You may hear a little bit of wind into the mic as we go forward. But, you know, just like with anything else, players are all going to have to contend with it. The wind doesn't really care. The one good news is the wind is kind of blowing across the field and not down either end of the sidelines.
Yeah, we'll see what how that wind affects the passing game in particular. If you've noticed throughout the year, Buena's passing game is very vertical. They like to throw the ball down the field, keeping the ball in the air a long time. And this wind is going to push that ball around. It's going to force Gio to make corrections on the fly. We'll see if he's able to handle it.
Well, one thing that's also happened with the Colts is the emergence of both, Timothy Jones and Caleb Bryant is true running attacks. With Bryant with that real good, sharp, cutting speed, and Jones usually, as I like to say, is one of the biggest players out on the field, just usually kind of manhandles his way through there and pushes the pile. We may see a lot more of them in that capacity, but it's going to be up to that Buena Colts line in order to keep the Cienega defense away from all them.
This game is going to come down to the trenches on both sides of the ball. Both teams want to run the ball. That's where they're going to try to establish the identities. So it's going to come down to those offensive and defensive linemen, the players that don't really get the name recognition but are arguably the most important people to any offensive scheme, and who comes away with those wins in the one-on-one matchups.
And the Colts are going to line up for the kickoff. Cienega is going to be receiving. Colts on the left wearing blue, Cienega in the white with gold helmets on the right. The wind is going to be a real interesting factor. It may be the thing that we talk more about this game than we have in others. Typically out here, just in Arizona in general, we have such beautiful weather, but this wind is going to be something. We'll see how it affects the kickoff. And the kick is up. It's going to be a shallow kick coming down in and around the 25, scooped up, bobbled a bit. Cienega's players going to run up the middle and get swarmed and brought down around the 33-yard line.
Yeah, and Buena's done this periodically throughout the year. They really try to take the kicking game out of it. They pooch it short, don't give a chance to return, taking away that chance for a big play.
And one of the interesting aspects with all of this is Cienega shows up with a huge team. I think they had 68 players out here and 2 quarterbacks that they're able to kind of adjust through if need be. So we'll also get to see how they're able to rotate players in and out. Cienega comes up to the line of scrimmage. We're going to have 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right, single running back in the backfield. Quarterbacks in the shotgun formation. Be a quarterback kind of bootlegs out, finds an open receiver down. It looks like he missed that pass. It's 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, and starting for Cienega tonight at quarterback will be Thomas Webb Jr. He's the more pass-heavy of the 2 quarterbacks that you'll see rotate through tonight. So we'll see how the game plan changes when he's in the game versus number 7, Terrell Hayward. It
comes out, lining up very similar formation, 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. quarterback Webb's in the shotgun. He's going to hand the ball off right up the middle. Actually, a little bit of a fake me out. Brings that around and caught the camera guy, caught us all, gets us down to around the 48-yard line. That'll be a first down.
And, of course, right after I say something, they prove me wrong. Webb shows that he has some running ability as well, running the read option perfectly, reading that defensive end. And when he crashed down on the running back, he pulled it out and kept it around the left end for 15 yards.
Siena comes out. They're going to have 4 wide receivers to the left, to the right. 2 are in kind of slot backs. They're going to hand the ball off on a little sweep pattern. Wide receivers just going to continue to cut up and get brought down from behind around the 35-yard line. Again, another cutting motion. And this team, the Cienega team, is a pretty good size linemen, and they've got some bursts of speed going on here.
And that was actually the other quarterback we'll see throughout the night that took that handoff around the left edge. And we see his versatility right away. He likes the ball in his hands, able to make plays with it.
Another first down for Cienega. Bobcats, we'll just start calling them the Bobcats from here on out. Webb in the shotgun, same formation, 4 wide receivers, 1 single back in the backfield. Motions, they're going to do another option, going to hand the ball off again around the left side. Running backs can get shoved out of bounds.
That was number 30.
Cienega's running like that modified flex bone formation. That's been made famous by Navy runs at the next level. Georgia Tech runs at the next level. But what they do a little bit differently is they're actually lining the quarterback up in what's called the pistol formation. So it's a modified shotgun formation. It gives them a little bit more time to make those reads that are so important to this kind of offense.
As typical, you know, we're going to see a lot of the same formations with high school. Oh, looks like we've got offsides. Well, you know, David, as this thing starts to kind of go along, obviously we know Cienega is one of the best teams around. The Colts are going to have to not make mistakes like that as this game carries on. I'm going to hand the ball right up the middle. He's going to get brought down. It's good defense, real good defense by that front of the Buena Colts. They're going to have to start to push on this a little bit.
Yeah, and as we've seen all year, Buena has had an issue with penalties when they get the momentum on their side. They like to shoot themselves in the foot, so to speak. We saw it a lot last week. I think they had 12 penalties called on them last week. And if they continue that tonight against this team, it's not going to stay close for long.
And the Bobcats are down in the proverbial red zone, right there on the 20-yard line. Second down, Nate. Wide receiver motions out. Drops back for a pass. He's bootlegging out. He's getting chased down by number 3. That's Jones. Going to almost grab him. He's going to get away. Excuse me. Jesse Abina on that one. Good penetration, but I think that wide receiver moving out pulled our linebackers out a little bit as well.
Yeah, and Jesse Avina is going to have to keep that up all night. He had a huge game last week, had multiple sacks, had multiple huge stops when Buena needed it, and he's going to have to carry that over to this week. And right there, he wasn't unable to catch up to the quarterback. But if they can keep applying pressure like that, keep him uncertain in the backfield, it'll be good for Buena Colts defense going forward.
The Bobcats come up. It's about 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1. Packed formation, really strong. Ball's hacked back, and they're just going to try to run it right up. That is going to be a first down. It's going to go for a little bit further. Powers in. That's going to be a touchdown. So right off the bat, what we've got is this Bobcats team showing up and just really a lot of ground and pound, a lot of quick speed bursts around the both the right and the left side, and the Colts are going to have to find a way to deal with it.
Yeah, Cienega is really going to trust that quarterback to make a lot of reads tonight, and he made all the right reads on that drive. Driving them down the field in only 7 plays, and it really didn't look like Buena's defense put up much of a effort at any point.
For an extra point coming up. Ball's down, kicks up. That'll be good. So 8 minutes and 37 seconds left in the first, and the Bobcats take an early lead, 7-0 over the home Buena Colts. So as everybody's tuning in, we have on the Cochise County Sports Network, we want to thank you all for tuning in. And we want to remind everybody that Tuesdays are Dine to Donate at Native Bar and Grill, 6 p.m. 10% of all the proceeds of regular priced items, non-alcoholic, will go back towards the team. So we want to remind everybody to go out there and show your support, and the team will usually be out there on those Tuesdays. I've seen them pretty much every week because we're out there quite a bit. So thank you to Native for putting that on, and thank you for the Colts for participating in that as well. We also want to remind everybody to go ahead and like and share the game, get as many people watching this as possible. We want to try to get as much attention onto our high school and our youth, not just athletics programs, but our bands, our cheerleaders, and our academic programs. The kick is up. High sailing kick's going to sail right back into the end zone, and that'll bring the Colts out to the 20. David, what do you think?
Well, Buena's going to have to come out here and show what they're about on offense. Cienega came out and punched him right in the mouth, and it's going to be a counter punch here if Buena can deliver it. They're going to be looking to run the offense through Caleb Bryan and Timothy Jones, their 1-2 punch, and then have Gio do what he does best, which is make creative plays happen when it looks like there's nothing to be had.
When he comes out with 3 wide receivers, they're going to split one out, make that 4 wide receivers, 2 in the slots, 1 on either end, left and right, single running back in the backfield. They're going to hand that off. Looks like the Jones. They're going to get smashed at the line of scrimmage.
That was number 30, Timothy Jones on the carry.
Everybody who's watching on our social media platforms, Facebook, others, go ahead and let us know where you're from. Colts come up to the line of scrimmage. Similar package. 2 slot receivers, 2 wide receivers, 1 very wide receiver. Single running back. Ball's snapped a little low. Hits great pass right over the middle. That was Jesse right there on that one, bringing it down to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, Gio did a great job. That snap was a little low, but they had slants called by both outside receivers, and Jesse was able to find a little bit of space between the safety and the linebacker and pick up 15 yards for the first down.
Gio's going to line up underneath. He's going to have 2 running backs. He's going to hand off to the left, push the pile a little bit, get down to around the – it's going to be holding, penalty called. We'll see. Maybe a face mask. Well, it's interesting, you know, the Colts, as they've gotten further along this year, to face mask against Cienega on that one, so that's going to help the Colts out a little bit. But showing up in several new formations, well, newer formations rather than their typical misdirection, seeing Gio get up underneath the center, seeing 4 wide receivers out there is always good to see.
And you cannot stress enough how much that plays to Buena's advantage. They can come out and line up in multiple formations, spread all their playmakers around the field and make Cienega find them. And so you're not able to really game plan for that as the handoff goes to Bryan up the middle, and he bounces it outside and picks up 7 yards.
That was number 5, Caleb Bryan out for another Buena Colts.
Oh, great. Caleb Bryant's always going to be a playmaker out there on both sides of the ball, so it's a lot of fun to watch him do this. So you were talking about how their ability to come out and run some of these different types of formations, and I think as the year's gone on, they've matured enough to be able to do some of that and shown some success. First and 10 for the Colts. Gio in the shotgun. He's going to bootleg out, finds open receiver, get up to the 40. It's be Bryan again. Another first down. They continue to drive the ball, and it looks like they're answering pretty good.
Good enough for another Buena Colts.
And that play really shows the growth of Gio. Early in the season, Gio would have rolled out and just tried to bomb it down the sideline, but that was taken away really well by Cienega. So Gio came down to his check down to Caleb Bryant, and we said all year what Caleb Bryant can do when he gets the ball in space.
Now we're back in a typical misdirection. Hand the ball off. Here's Jones again, just shoving up. He's going to pick up a little bit of yardage before he's dragged down. Jones and Bryant, if they get going, they're really going to help Gio out. But what Joe, what Coach Joe's done so far is he's also letting Gio get out there and hit those little short passes, and that gets the defense on their heels a bit.
Yeah, and what they're really doing, they're letting Gio get out of the pocket, and if nothing is there, Gio does have great running ability. So he can break down, if a play breaks down, he can take off and run, and he rises up quick, tries to get it to Avina, and that's going to be picked off. That'll be picked off by Cienega's number 23, and Cienega will take over at the 23-yard line.
Well, and just like that, well, mistakes are going to always kill you, but the Colts show that they could drive a little bit. Cienega's a good team, can't make mistakes. Remind everybody to go ahead on the Cochise County Sports Network while teams readjust here is to go ahead and share, like the posts, tell everybody that you're watching, and go ahead and support the local athletics, the band, the cheerleaders. Let us know where you're from and who you are. We see that old Timothy Jones is his nice mom is watching, so welcome, Miss Jones. We are paying attention. Cienega's offense is back out, starting up around the 25, 26-yard line. Going to line up with 4 wide receivers, single running back and a motion out. Looks like an option. And they're going to get stuffed and dragged down, a loss of close to about 6. I tell you what, Jesse Amanat's having a good game already.
Yeah, he's making his presence known on both sides of the ball. He's showing that Timothy Jones and Caleb Bryant aren't just the only two-way players out there. And that's his second play at defensive end that we've had to call his name because he's getting in the backfield quick and blowing up these run plays.
That's what the Colts are going to have to do. They're going to have to, continue to look for turnovers, continue to get, stop the momentum of this Bobcats team. Shotgun formation, Webb takes it. He's going to drop back, look for an open receiver. He's going to find one right over the middle. It's dropped. Interesting pass.
Yeah, he did have an open receiver, number 7, running there, and he tried to fit it in right between the 2 high safety that Bueno likes to play, but number 14 for Bueno was right there, and he made his footsteps heard, and the wide receiver went up with a little bit of alligator arms.
Our producer is giving us animal analogies to describe how the ball was blocked. So it's going to be 3rd down here for the Colts. Big 3rd down. Again, another option off to the left. Quarterback's going to try to keep it. He's going to get swallowed up, and that's going to be forcing a 4th down. Fantastic defensive stand by the Colts, who are going to be in pretty good field position, I think.
Yeah, and that was a great play. But that entire drive was dominated by the defensive line for the Colts. Both their defensive end and tackles make tackles for losses on that drive, setting up this long fourth down, forcing the punt, and let's see what they can do on this punt return.
Oh, and that's going to sail back, and they're going to have to bring it out. He's going to lob kick it, still gets the punt off, which is amazing in of itself, and that's going to get a friendly bounce. Keeps rolling all the way down to the 30-yard line of the Colts. That was about as an amazing play as we're going to see so far early in the game. That came within about 6 inches of rolling out into the back of the end zone.
Webb did a great job of keeping his composure, gathering it at the back of the end zone, and then he just kicked that 80 yards. I mean, it's down to the 30 plus the 10 yards for the end zone. That changes field position drastically. After that ball goes over the top of his head, I'm sure the Cienega coach is like, oh man, this can't go any worse, but he turns that play around and gives his team hope.
You write that one down. That might be play of the game. And Colts are back up. Gio up underneath. He's going to lob the ball off. Bryant's brought down around the 31-yard line. And like again, if you hear us kind of muttering a bit, we're up here in the crow's nest, as it were, with all our equipment set up. Producer's done a great job getting the cameras and the computers and everything, but we are out in the elements today. So are the players. We'll see how it affects them. Gio again getting up underneath shotgun. Excuse me, underneath center. Apologize. Ball's going to get moved out. Again, just a big pack of people cramming that line of scrimmage.
Jones on the carry.
I'm so used to seeing Gio in the shotgun to get him underneath center so much so soon during this game. It's just going to take a minute for me to adjust.
That's just one of the formations they like to throw out there. They're trying to hide people around, make you adjust to where they're throwing Bryant, where they're throwing Young, Schwinoff, where they're throwing Timothy Jones. Like here, Jones in the backfield, Young and Caleb are split out wide. And they're able to draw the offsides, and I'll set up a nice 3rd and short.
And you got to give the Oscar to the Buena Colts line, who just collapsed with. And hey, you know what? If it gets the penalty called, then that's great too. But yeah, you gotta love it sometimes. So obviously, kind of a planned play there a little bit. Try to draw them off lines, and if they get touched, everybody collapse. Gio back in the shotgun, 4 wide receivers, single running back in the backfield. And that's going to be a high snap. Gio's going to get back. It's going to be around the 15-yard line. He's going to get brought down by a massive of Bobcats. So this game, I don't know if it's the wind. I don't know if it's what's going on. But there's just been some bizarre plays so far on both sides.
Yeah, that was just unfortunate, and that's one of the risks you take with shotgun is every now and then you're going to have a snap like that, and that just went over Gio's head. Gio did a great job of getting back there and getting on top of it. It does force a 4th down, but instead of 1st down for Cienega at the 15, Buena gets the chance to punt it away.
And Tebow's back, another high snap. Tebow's going to get this punt off, but it's going to get caught. It's going to come down around the 40. And it's going to get picked up by Cienega. Is going to return it for about 7 yards. So they're going to get fantastic field position. Late flags coming in as well. We'll have to figure out what that's all about. But Cienega is going to pick it up around the 30, looks like about 33-yard line, which is not good for the Colts.
And this last run of plays really shows the importance of special teams. Special teams is sometimes overlooked in regards to games like this. But right there, on the previous possession, Cienega had the high snap that was all the way in the back of the end zone. Their punter was able to get back on it and punt it away, getting that 80-yard kickoff. And now they get it back right after the 3 and out at their opponent's 33-yard line. That's the definition of flipping the field position.
That flag was picked up. Bobcats come back out. 1st down. Shotgun formation. They hand the ball off to the left, and running back's going to get dragged down. Looks like no gain. Bring up 2nd. 2nd and 10.
That was number 92, David Brown.
That was a great job by Brown and Murphy combining for the tackle. Murphy came down from his outside linebacker position, took out the guy's legs, keeping it to a short 1-yard gain.
2nd and 9. For those of y'all who can't see this, we're trying to maneuver one of our friends behind us to block some of the wind. I want to thank him for that. Again, motioning players. 3 wide receivers now to the right. Webb's going to drop back. He's going to almost get swallowed up, but he's going to get the pass out, which is caught around the 25-yard line. The running back continued to push through, dragged down around the 6-yard line for a 1st down and right into the red zone of the Colts. So the Bobcats, once again, just a lot of movement in their plays, and they're just getting the ball out there and powering through the tackles.
Yeah, and that was a play of Jones almost had the sack in the backfield, and then right after the guy caught it, he was almost tackled for only a 10-yard gain, but he kept working, kept grinding those legs, and he pushed it all the way forward for a 27-yard gain, bringing up 1st and goal.
Oh, minute 33, we got pretty close to a goal line stand at this point. 1st and 5. 2 wide receivers. They're going to hand the ball right out to the running back. He's going to power right through, push the pile, and that's going to be touchdown. So, just like that, on the kind of bobbled punt from Cienega that ends up going an 80-yard punt to flip the field. And then you have the Colts have a bad snap, puts them in a bad position with a bad punt, followed by, 2 quick plays.
Yeah, the sequence that was started by Thomas Webb Jr. Corralling that bad snap in the back of the end zone and getting the great punt off is ended by Thomas Webb Jr. with the 5-yard touchdown run. I mean, extra point is added, and that'll make it 14-0 Cienega.
All right, with 1:19 left, it's 14-0. The Bobcats leading the Colts at this point. We want to go ahead and thank everybody for tuning in to the Cochise County Sports Network. Go ahead and like all your, like the page, share the page, tell all your friends. We've got a lot of viewers. We see that Gio's aunt is watching. Want to thank you for tuning in. Also, we want to let everybody know that Dine to Donate, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. at Native Bar and Grill sponsors it. 10% of the proceeds of all regular priced items, non-alcoholic drinks included, go back to the team. Let us know where you're from. Let us know if you have kids that are in the band, kids that are on cheerleading. Go ahead and give a shout out. We'll continue to watch the game. Here comes the kickoff. Nice sailing kick. He's going to bring down. They're just going to let. He's going to go ahead and he's going to try to return that one. He's going to bring it out to the 10, 15. He finds a seam, and he will bring it out to about the 19-yard line, which is not bad. That could have been a disaster. There's a flag on the play.
Now we'll wait on see what this flag is. But the score doesn't look great for Bueno. But in my opinion, they're in this game. That first drive they were driving. Unfortunately, that was cut short by the interception. And then even before the bad snap, they got a few first downs off that, and then had the bad snap sending them backyards. So if they can clean up these mistakes a little bit, I think they do have a shot here. They've proven they can stop Cienega's offense. They've proven they can drive on their defense. And now they just got to string it all together and stay away from those big mistakes.
We figure out what the penalty was. Not holding. Oh, just when you start talking about cleaning up the mistakes. Be a block to the back with the Colts. And unsportsmanlike conduct. So it's going to be a long game. And, Coach Joe Thomas is probably not going to put up with a lot of that, especially the unsportsmanlike stuff. But we'll see. I mean, the one good thing with football, and what we saw last year when these two teams played, is you can't count the Colts out. And they tend to, get fired up and start to move the ball and start to score points. Now we're still getting information as they start to correct it. So it's unsportsmanlike against the Bobcats. So now it's going to move the ball up to the 25-yard line, and we're working this out with the refs here, folks. So Gio now here we go. Now we're going to watch some football. So Gio's in the shotgun, got his misdirection offense, and another whistle. We promise there is a football game fixing to get played here, folks. All right, here we go. Gio in the shotgun. He's going to option the ball off. There's Caleb Bryant's going to find the seam. He's off and running, and he can stay up. He's going to bring that down around the 40. And just like that, the Colts come firing back in.
First down.
That was a great triple option look from the Colts. The fake to Timothy Jones, and then Caleb Bryant makes the linebacker, or not Caleb Bryant, Gio makes the linebackers fall down on him. Has a perfectly timed pitch out to Bryant, and he uses his speed, and he almost breaks that for a touchdown.
The Colts back in the same package Gio's going to take, and he's going to hand the ball right up the middle. It's going to be Jones just going to power right up. He's going to keep moving the pile. Maybe picks up 1 or 2 yards. 43 seconds left in the first quarter. 14-0. Bobcats leading the Colts, but the Colts are driving. Second and 8. Gio brings him back up. He's going to go back 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Jones in the backfield. Again, it's a quick out. Bobble the ball. He's going to run backwards. It's going to lose some yardage there and be brought down around the 46-yard line. That's going to be a loss of yardage.
Yeah, and that's Caleb Bryant. He's trying a little bit too hard to make something happen. If he could have got away from number 9 there, he could have set up a big play, but his number 9 made a great play, and we're going to head to commercial. We'll be back shortly.
All right, sports fans, welcome to Cochise County Sports Network. Tonight's live broadcast brought to you in part by Lolly Automotive Group for all your new and used car needs. Jeff and Gina Lane of Edward Jones Investments, making sense of investing. Apex Network Physical Therapy, come heal with us. Cochise Lock and Safe for all your lock and safe needs. Check out the Leone team of Nova Home Loans, the highest rated lender in Cochise County. SSVEC, owned by those we serve. Lights Out Family Fun Center. Chiricahua Community Health Centers, health for all. And last but not least, eXp Realty, home of the flat rate contract. Tonight, the Buena Colts varsity football team's taking on the Cienega Bobcats. Live and in full HD, only on Cochise County Sports Network.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Second quarter, 14-0. The Bobcats leading the Colts. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Cochise County Sports Network. The Colts were driving. They had a loss of about 6 or 7 yards. Gio's looking for another quick out. Gets Caleb Bryant, who's going to make up some of that yardage before he's swarmed again. Brought up to the about the 44-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Gio came off his reads downfield a little bit too quick. He had Timothy Jones running wide open over the middle of the field, but he did get a little bit of pressure, and he swung it out to Caleb Bryant. And it's always good to take the guaranteed yards there, set up a fourth down that gives you an opportunity to make it. It looks like they're going to give Gio the chance to do it.
We got 4th and 12. Gio in the shotgun's going to have Wayne is going to take a timeout. So, David, let's go ahead and let's try to recap here a little bit. So, from the first quarter, what did we see going on with this game so far?
Big plays and big mistakes. Buena has been on the bad end of some big mistakes with the bad snap, the interception, and then Cienega's had some massive plays, mostly that over the snap that went over the punter's head, and he retreated all the way to the back of the end zone, picked it up, and then booted it 80 yards down the field. And so I really believe the Colts are in this game. They do have a chance here. They've proven they can stay with them. They've proven that they can do a little bit on offense, racking up over 80 yards of offense in that first quarter. So if they can just stay away from those big mistakes, they'll give them a chance in this game.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Cochise County Sports Network. We had a huge play coming up. Looks like they may have gone ahead and changed up with. So we are expecting a punt at this point. Cienega's backing up to receive this. Colts go ahead and they punt this one away. A little bit better punt this time. Actually, a much better punt. Very high. Looks like it's going to get a nice favorable bounce. Get him down to the about the 14-yard line, which is pretty good field position for the Colts, all things considered what was going on before. 1st and 10 for Cienega.
And this brings up the most important drive of this game so far. Already down 14-0. You do have Cienega pinned back now. If the Colts can come away with a 3-and-out, force a punt, get their offense back on the field, hopefully in positive field position, this game could turn around on a dime.
Thank everybody for tuning in. Those just tuning in, though, it is 11 minutes left in the second quarter. 14-0 Bobcats, who have the ball. 1st and 10. wide receivers, 4 wide receivers. They're going to motion one, hand the ball right up the middle. He's going to get a big hole and just continue to just run and run and run before he's dragged down just past the 50-yard line. And, well, just like you said, this is going to be one of the more important drives, and it's not starting off so hot. So we'll have to see what that Buena defense can bring up.
And there's nothing special about that play. That was just a dive straight up the middle to a fullback. He found a little hole, and with the option offense that Cienega likes to run, that pushes the linebackers out wide, and that creates a lot of running room up the middle if you can get past that first line of defense in the defensive line.
Yeah, and for those who are watching at home, what Cienega's gotten is they're typically putting almost like 2 slot receivers that are lining just outside of the tackles, not quite tight ends. Then they'll have 2 wide receivers. They'll motion one. The Cienega quarterback's going to be in the shotgun. He's going to do a quick handoff, so you don't really know. And again, in that case, he's going to just pile up yardage as he pounds through. But it's very confusing. Even for us up here watching, you can only imagine what it's like down there on the line because they can go about 3 different ways.
And I've personally never seen this variation of this offense. This is the flex bone offense, as we mentioned, made famous by Navy and Georgia Tech up at the college level. But I've never actually seen it run from the shotgun formation like Cienega's doing. And I personally like it. It gives the quarterback a lot more time to make those reads that are so important to this offense. And at the high school level, if you can give your players any more time, it's always a good thing.
We're going to have a whistle here as something happened, so we're going to wait to see what the refs come back with. But right now, it's currently 2nd and 4. The band is out here playing. We've got the drill team throwing the flags around, which is impressive in its own with the wind that's out here. Cheerleaders with the pom-poms. If you've got anybody, any student athletes, any student participants in this, let us know. Got more whistles going on. We've had almost as many whistles as we've had plays. False start for the Bobcats.
Yeah, right there, the center got a little bit too anxious. He actually picked the ball up to turn it to get a better grip on it. And that's always a legal procedure, but they're out ready to line up again, bring up a 2nd and 9. Fake up the middle, pass the outside, and he short hops it in there, and that'll be incomplete. Set up a 3rd and long.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Cochise County Sports Network. We are seeing all your comments. We'll go back through those a little bit later. But thank you all. We know that we got people from all the way from Texas watching. Obviously, we want to thank the Cienega fans who are watching from up in Tucson. We appreciate it. It's always a good team, and over the last couple of years, it's shaping up to be hopefully a good rivalry. Should be 3rd and 9. 9 minutes, 38 seconds left. Bobcats have the ball.
Let's give up your political defense. It is
3rd down here. Big stand. And this will go back, David, to what you're talking about. This is a huge, huge series, and the Colts do need to come away with at least the stop. Webb's going to go all the way back to get massive penetration. Is going to get chased down, throws the ball out that is incomplete, and that is a great defensive stand for the Colts. It's going to bring up 4th and 9.
Yeah, pressure was applied there by Timothy Jones. He chases Webb all the way to the sideline almost. And Webb actually does a great job of buying time, turning his shoulders, and he finds an open guy down the field. He just wasn't able to get enough on it, and his ball's incomplete. And Webb shares duties as the punter as well as the quarterback, so he drops back to punt it away to Caleb Bryant.
Punt, pass, and kick. Critical components. Nice punt by Webb. It's going to sail all the way back. It's probably going to favorable bounce. Bryant's going to grab the ball around the 5 and just take 2 or 3 hits before he's brought down. Yeah, you got to hand it to Bryant. I think the kid just loves to play football, and I don't think he cares about getting hit.
And some people are going to fault him for that play. Most of the time you don't field the ball on a punt inside the 10-yard line, but that ball took such a high hop. To me, it looked like it was going to die somewhere around the 5, somewhere inside the 5, and so Caleb just tries to make a play, tries to pick it up. He knows he can't do any worse than where the ball's going to end up, so he tries to make a play for his team and set up better field position.
Gio's going to hand the ball. Bryant's going to take that. He's going to try to get around, but he's going to get up to at least the 10 and drive all the way down to around the 12-yard line, which is a great play to get him a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, and that was awesome by the line. They were doing hook blocks around the edge, pushing the defensive end in, pushing the outside linebacker in. That gave Bryant some room on the outside, left him and the receiver one-on-one with the corner and the safeties. And they were able to push forward for a 9-yard gain, set up a 2nd and short.
Gio back in his misdirection. He's going to hand the ball off this time. Looks like DeJones is just going to hammer it right through, but the pile's not going to move. So, you know what's different about this time, David, is Jones is typically the biggest athlete on the field, and that Cienega team is big.
Yeah, we're used to seeing Jones make one cut and go, find a hole, drag tacklers with him, and right now he's just having trouble getting going. Cienega's doing a great job on the interior defensive line, not allowing any of those holes to develop.
I like it when the Colts are in this type of an offense. I think it just suits them. They do really well with this. But Gio's going to be up underneath the shot, or underneath the center, hand the ball off to Bryant. Second down and 7, 8 minutes. Clock continues to tick away. 14-0. Bobcats in the lead. The Colts are trying to get a little bit of a series moving.
We have some reinforcements arriving as Craig's got a coat now up here on top of the press box. He was going to Iron Man it, but here we got Gio looking for Young down the sideline, and Young goes up and makes a great catch for a 25-yard gain. And as Young Schwinoff has shown all year, he has some amazing hands. He's not afraid to go up in the air, go over people, and come away with the ball like he did there on the sideline, and he finds his feet in bounds for the huge reception for Buena, pushing this drive forward.
Gio underneath the center. He's going to pitch the ball out to Jones, who's going to find a nice little seam and continue to push the pile, almost pick up a first down. I think that's about an 8-yard, 9-yard carry. Great pass. And I tell you what, we haven't talked about Young Schwinoff yet, but he's shown up a lot this year as being like the critical wide receiver for a lot of these plays.
Yeah, Buena really has two huge weapons on the outside in Mandrell Garrick and Young Schwinoff. Mandrell uses his athleticism to get open. I'm not saying Young's slow, but Young goes up and over people all the time and makes these catches that just shouldn't happen, and he makes them look easy.
And Colts picked up the first down, running right up the middle. The Colts continue to drive. Time continues to chip away a little bit. 7 minutes left. But they're going to need to go ahead and get something up on the board. I mean, at the end of the day, all the effort in the world doesn't override math, and you can't be down by 14 points and win the game.
Yeah, this is, as we were saying with the last drive on defense, this is another huge possession. And so far, and Gio does it again. He has a great hard count, pulling those defensive linemen across the line of scrimmage, gaining those easy 5 yards. And that's going to be huge going forward because it keeps those defensive linemen back. They can't jump off as fast as they want to.
Well, and you got to give credit to our own linemen because, one of the hardest things with being a lineman during those hard counts is not getting jittery and jumping yourself. So good discipline on them, and hopefully when it's kind of relaxing. He's going to hand the ball off to Brian. He's going to get around the outside. He's going to continue to pick up yardage. Great play. Well, got some flags on the field, and it's going to be, looks like holding against the Colts. We'll bring it back a little bit.
This guy right here.
Yep. Well, just like that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to redo that, but we're going to do it from further back in the field. And we'll see if the Colts can go ahead and sustain this drive even with the mistake.
And this is something we've seen all year from the Colts. They get positive momentum going for them, and then just the penalty comes up and puts them behind the chains and forces them out of their game plan. So Coach Thomas is going to have to come up with something here as it's 1st and 20 now instead of what was going to be 2nd and 5.
Gio back in the shotgun. He's going to bootleg out. He's going to launch the ball down. He's got a wide open receiver, which is caught by Bryant, who's going to take it all the way in. And a touchdown for the Colts. What an amazing play by Gio. Well, it looks like they may bring that one back. May have stepped out of bounds, but looks like he did get the reception. But regardless, hey, fantastic effort, fantastic play.
Yeah, and that was another over-the-top throw to Mandrell Garrett comes away with that one, and that's their other huge weapon on the outside. Now both wide receivers have huge catches, and that takes what was a 1st and 20, and it's now 1st and 10 inside the 20. It's hard to see on that far sideline when exactly he stepped out of bounds, if he was forced out or what. But it was inches from being a touchdown and a huge game-changing moment in this.
Gio back in the shotgun. He's going to have 2 wide receivers, 1 running back. They continue to drive. He's going to come out. He's going to pitch the ball off on a reverse, and Bryant's just going to keep weaving in and out, keep moving it up around the 10-yard line. David's loving that play. That was beautifully set up.
That little cut that Bryant made right at the edge of the line of scrimmage where he could have gone outside or inside, he made that defender stop, and that gave him an extra 10 yards there, giving him now 2nd and short.
Colts continue to drive. 5:52, 2nd and 2. Gio in the misdirection is going to hand the ball off again to Bryant. He's going to make the cut around the right side. He's going to continue to move up and continue to make defenders miss. And that's going to bring it up to around pretty close to the 7-yard line. And 1st down, which is always what they need right there as well to sustain this drive.
Yeah, and that doesn't look impressive on the stat sheet. It's only a 2-yard run, but Bryant did a great job of not getting tackled in the backfield. And he kept his legs moving, and he actually pushed forward through a couple of tacklers to pick up that first down and set up the 1st and goal.
Ball's on the 7-yard line. 1st down, new set of downs. Gio in the shotgun. He's got 3 wide receivers, 2 are to the left, and we've got more whistles and more flags. So we'll find out what this one is.
Offsides against the Bobcats.
They were offsides on the last play too, because they didn't call it.
It looks like there was offsides up near the wide receiver on the right-hand side. So good job there identifying that, and that's going to move it up half the distance to the goal. So it's going to be 1st down and 3, 5 minutes, 24 seconds left. Colts are going to move that ball. They're trying to get around and just get to the edge, and that is going to be a touchdown. Let's wait for the call. That was Garrett with that one. It was a beautiful play and just got around.
Yeah, and the wide receiver that set up that opportunity with the big pass play early ends up paying it off with the short 5-yard touchdown catch. Gio did a great job there extending the play, getting out all the way to the sideline before he throws that. And he actually made the corner bite up, leaving Garrett wide open in the back of the end zone for the easy score.
The Colts set up for the extra point, try to bring this to within 1 touchdown. The wind continues to blow out here. It is about as windy as it's ever been. And that kick is up. That's going to be good. Tebow's pretty much automatic this year with all this. He's a great kicker. So 14-7. Bobcats still in the lead, but the Colts bring it closer. 5 minutes, 17 seconds left in the half. And Cienega's going to get the ball back, but the Colts are going to have to do what they did last time, which is kind of, set that stout, solid defense and continue to put some pressure on Webb and that Cienega offense.
Yeah, and with so many of Buena's players, they play both ways. That score on the offense will give the defense even more motivation because all those players were just out there and they were part of that. So it'll be great to watch this defense going forward, see if they can come up with another stop, get their offense back on the field as fast as possible.
Cienega's back to receive. I want to thank everybody for watching the Cochise County Sports Network. Go ahead and like the page. Tell all your friends it's on. I want to welcome our friends from Cienega from watching as well. A little pooch kick. It's going to get down around the 30. It's going to get bobbled, and they're going to get taken down around the 32-yard line. So, again, thanks to everybody to go ahead and watching. Cienega's going to come back out. And also want to remind everybody out here in Sierra Vista that it is Dine to Donate on Tuesday, 6 p.m., Native Bar and Grill supporting the Buena Colts athletics, the football team. We want to thank all the parents for tuning in and watching. The band will be out here in a little bit. Cheerleaders are out here. Drill team's out here with the flags. We got a packed house up on top here, David, tonight with about 50 Cienega, I don't know what they are, coaches or advisors, something or another. From the shotgun. Again, they run this option. He's going to hand the ball off right up the middle. And that running back's good. He's got some good he's got quick feet. He likes to cut around.
Yeah, it's all that misdirection before the snap with the wide receivers running all over. It's forcing the linebackers to move around. That's creating openings for him to make that one cut and get upfield as fast as possible. And actually, number 70 for the Colts did a great job there of tracking back from his defensive tackle position and making that tackle.
And yeah, for the people who are watching, we will be going live for the band when they start to do the halftime show. So stick around for that. Support your student athletes, support your students, support your local education in your high school, and pretty much everybody else who's involved in all this. We want to thank all of our teachers and our coaches, Coach Thomas. We got a good game going on tonight. So 14-7 with the Bobcats, who are sitting around the 39-yard line. 2nd and 3. Need a big stop here by the Colts. They're going to hand the ball off again, and that's going to get out to the outside. Brought down around the 45-yard line. That'll bring up a first down for the Bobcats.
Yeah, it looks like the Bobcats have found something that works. Just quick handoffs up the middle. And we'll see if they stick with that, if the Colts can make some sort of adjustment to take that away. Right there, Jesse Avina had to stay home to take away the option by the quarterback, but that created an opening up the middle.
Webb shows up. He's in the shotgun. Again, option, a little bit of movement. Going to hand that ball off again around the left side. Get driven out of bounds this time. We're going to throw it to our sideline reporter tonight. Michael, what do you got to say? No, Michael doesn't want to jump on. So, David, what do you got?
That was a great job. That was Caleb Bryant there on the stop. The defensive line made him bounce it out to the outside. I'm sorry, that was not Bryant on the stop. That was number 21 on the stop. And the line did a great job making him bounce out, and the outside linebacker scraped over the top and took him down for the short gain.
So, back into the same offense. Again, now they're going to try to – quarterback's going to keep that. Webb is going to try to dump the ball off. I don't know if that's complete. That might be out of bounds. That is going to be complete. That'll gain him about 5 or 6 yards on that one. They'll bring up third and about 4.
And that play is so frustrating as a defense. You have the quarterback hemmed in. You think you're going to make the tackle for loss, and he just rises up and throws a nice little touch pass over the top for a 6-yard gain. But this sets up a big third down.
A big, giant third down coming up. Wayne has got a tight defensive center. Webb sitting back in the shotgun, going to hand the ball off. They're going to try to just chip up that yard. It's going to get a first down, though. Pick up a little bit more. Haven't even brought him down yet. And that'll bring the ball out to around the 28-yard line, bring up a new set of downs with 2 minutes and 36 seconds left in the half. The Colts are really going to need to get these guys off the field. They don't want any more points going up before this halftime.
Yeah, and Cienega's doing a great job of creating that misdirection play, creating that misdirection with all the movement before the snap. And then they're actually pulling a guard around, and the running back's just kind of holding on to his jersey and getting as many yards as he can.
And hand the ball right up the middle again, and it's going to move that Colts defense just a little bit, but they're going to get the stop. It'll bring up second down. Time continues to tick away. 2 minutes. 2 yards on the carry. And just remind everybody, just stick around for the halftime show. That'll be coming up. You're going to get to see your bands play. No Webb in the shotgun. Same formation. He's going to keep this one, try to get right up the middle. He's going to drag down and around the 20-yard line, bring really close to a first down.
And number 3, Jesse Avina.
Jesse Avina just named getting called all day today.
Yeah, I think this week during film study, the Colts have tasked Jesse Avina with taking away the quarterback. Anytime the quarterback keeps it, it's his job to chase him down and make that tackle.
Big play here. 3rd and 2nd. Oh, and the ball's loose, and the quarterback is going to get brought down. Fantastic stand by the Colts. Now, it'll be decision time. That was Jesse Avina again. It'll be interesting to see what Seneca does with 53 seconds left. 4th down, but they've been chewing up big yardage, so maybe they go for it. Maybe they go for maybe a field goal. I don't think so.
Yeah, field goal attempt from here is about 50 yards, and with the wind whipping around, that's questionable at any level of football, much less the high school level. And really, with Cienega taking this time out here, I think they have something in mind that they want to try. If they were going to kick the field goal, they would have let the time run down. But here, I think they're going to try to pick up this 4th and 13. So if Buena can come away with a stop, they'll get the ball back with around a little less than 50 seconds left, and they get the ball back at half, so they can come away with any points here before half. Get the ball back. Who knows what can happen?
It's high theater, David. We don't know what's going to happen, which is amazing. And this will be a really, an amazing play if they can get a stop. It'll be amazing for Seneca if they can actually get the ball moving again. But it's just interesting. 4th and 15, 53 seconds left. The ball looks like it's marked right around the 34-yard line.
It is 4th down.
So here we go. And the crowd now is finally starting to come alive with a little bit of this. Webb back in the shotgun's got everybody kind of over to the right side. He's going to drop back for a pass, and he's going to get swallowed up by the Colts defense, who are going to take it over on downs. But there's a flag, of course.
No flag.
No flag. Are they picking that up? All right, there we go. All right, so
No flag on the play.
all right, no flag. Finally got that sorted out. So the Colts are taking it over, just like you talked about, David. Huge stop. 1st and 10 for the Colts. 48 seconds left.
Yeah, and that, like we said, we had no idea what was going to happen. That was the best possibility for the Colts. They come away with a huge 10-yard sack, giving themselves a chance with a little under 50 seconds left.
Gio takes a low snap, but he gets the ball up and over. Same play, right over the middle. I think that's Garrett's going to continue to move. Jesse Avina, who is just MVPing already in this first half. And that is an amazing turn of events.
Yeah, it goes from Cienega driving and looking like they're going to score right before the half, and now it's Buena pushing forward inside the 30-yard line trying to get points before this half is over.
Gio back in the shotgun again, takes it back, drops back for a pass. He's going to find a wide open receiver over on the right-hand side. I think that's Bryant, who's going to continue to move up. Garrett. I'll figure it out. They're all bundled up today, folks. So the Colts again, Garrett, who showed up big in the last series, continues to move. We're going to stay with the play calling as the Colts continue to drive. 30 seconds left, 1st and 10, 1st and goal. Gio drops back again, finds another. That was going to be incomplete. All right, David.
No, it is. That was a catch.
Well, there we go. So now it's a catch. Timeout. David, catch us up here a little bit as we try to catch our breath and figure out what's going on here. But the Colts are driving. That's the only thing I know at this point.
Yeah, and it's all been through the air. Gio's 3 for 3 on this drive with 50 yards, with the majority of that coming on the huge play over the top to Jesse Avina, who's showing he's more than just a defensive player from that tight end position. So now it sets up like this. The Colts are 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line with 14 seconds left. I believe they still have one timeout remaining. If they can come away with a touchdown here and tie it up before half, they get the kickoff after half. And so, even if they only come away with 3 here, they still get the ball after half going, trying to take the lead.
So here we go, everybody who's watching the Cochise County Sports Network. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Let everybody know we got a game going on. 14 seconds left. It's 14-7. Bobcats up, but the Colts are right there on the 3-yard line, and they are going to get pushed back just a bit. Good goal line stand by Cienega. It's going to bring up, let's see, 3rd down, 8 seconds left. Colts call a timeout. David, what do you got?
The Colts tried to catch him a little bit off guard there. We've talked a lot about Timothy Jones and Caleb Bryant, and there was a third back in the backfield in that play, number 28, and they tried to get it to him, hoping that the defense would flow with the other two that have gotten all the production on the ground for the Colts this year. But Cienega did a great job of staying home. They stayed disciplined to what the gaps they're supposed to take away, and they stuffed it. And now it sets up a real interesting position for the Colts, as they only have 9 seconds, a little under 9 seconds left in this half, so everything has to go into the end zone.
Just remind everybody that we will be sticking with the broadcast for the bands during halftime. So stick tuned, support the bands as much as support the football players. Cheerleaders are all out there. The crowd's coming alive. Game's getting really interesting and really good. It just took a little bit, took pretty much the entire first half to get us there, but it's there. And here come the Colts. It's a 3rd down. Got enough for, well, depending on what they do here, they can still get to another play, but the goal is to get it in the end zone right now. Low snap, Gio picks it up, fires off quick, and it's intercepted, and Seneca's going to run it back and continue to bring it back, and still up, and it's going to continue to go through, and that's going to be a touchdown all the way back. And how do we call that one, David?
That's a player making a play. The ball was tipped by young Schwinoff, and then the Cienega player, number 2, comes away with it right off his shoelaces, breaks multiple tackles as he's tiptoeing down the sideline, and he returns at 102 yards for the touchdown, pushing Cienega's lead back up to 14 points, pending this extra point.
This game, is just like last year. That was just a big old shootout between the two. There's got to be something in the water when these guys get together, because it's just big play, bizarre situations, weird field positions. It's just absolutely crazy. Now it's no touchdown. All right, so we're still trying to figure out exactly what's going on here.
Wait, there is no touchdown? What?
All right, so that wasn't a touchdown, which brings us back more into the bizarro situation. I imagine, I think what happened was, did he maybe touch his knee go down? Did he go out of bounds?
He might have went out of bounds right here.
I mean, we don't know.
So there was a flag on the field, it looks like, and the call was illegal substitution against the Colts, which is supposed to be a penalty that kills the play right at the start of it. So I don't know. I honestly don't know what that call is, because if it is a legal substitution, it should be a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. So it should be Colts ball, 3rd and goal from the 10. But instead, they decide to end the half. So it'd be interesting to get an explanation from the refs of what that was.
You're not going to get it from me, because I have no idea what's going on. Now they're saying he stepped out of bounds. But, okay, anyways. So what we have, it's halftime, 14-7. Cienega Bobcats over the Buena Colts, and is what is shaping up to be one of the greatest, craziest games that we've seen in a while. So with that, we want to thank everybody for tuning in and getting ready for the halftime show. Cochise County Sports Network, thanks everybody for watching, and we want to remind everybody that it's on Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock at Native Bar and Grill. It's Dine to Donate, and what it is you 10% of all the regularly priced, non-alcoholic sales will go back to the football team. And hey, do you think we'll see any craziness during the halftime show? Because the first half was bizarre.
I honestly have no words. And that's part of the fun of watching high school football. We don't have cameras covering every angle, so we get to kind of make up the storyline as we go a little bit, like that last play. So, the guy stepped out of bounds, and instead of a huge momentum swinging, I mean, it's still a huge momentum swinging play because Buena doesn't come away with points, but it could have been a lot worse than it ended up being.
All right, everybody, we're going to turn it over to the band, and everybody enjoy the show. We'll be back for the third quarter. It's Craig Mount, David Lancer with the Cochise County Sports Network.
It is our very own Buena Marching Colts. For their halftime performance, the Colts have been working hard through the summer and into band camp to light the spark for this exciting season of marching. They will be performing the first portion of their competition show, and they will be presenting more in future games leading to the state championships in Phoenix. Tonight, the Marching Colts would like to present the first two movements of their show, Joy Through the Music of Holst. Drum majors Emily Sogan, Julia Milligan, and Katarina Anderson. Is your band ready? You may take the field in halftime performance. Now a salute to our Buena Marching Colts. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. The Buena Marching Colts is under the direction of Mr. Brad Gallant. Color guard coaches are Katie Cannell and Beth Hanley. Field and equipment logistics.
Sports fans, welcome to Cochise County Sports Network. Tonight's live broadcast brought to you in part by Lolly Automotive Group for all your new and used car needs. Jeff and Gina Lane of Edward Jones Investments, making sense of investing. Apex Network Physical Therapy, come heal with us. Cochise Lock and Safe for all your lock and safe needs. Check out the Leone team of Nova Home Loans, the highest rated lender in Cochise County. SSVEC, owned by those we serve. Lights Out Family Fun Center. Chiricahua Community Health Centers, health for all. And last but not least, EXP Realty, home of the flat rate contract. Tonight, the Buena Colts varsity football team's taking on the Cienega Bobcats. Live and in full HD, only on Cochise County Sports Network. Levi here with Cochise County Sports Network to tell you about Lights Out Family Fun Center. If you are looking for affordable fun for the whole family where you don't have to drive to Tucson, then look no further than Lights Out. With 18 holes of indoor miniature golf, jumping castles, pool tables, dartboards, air hockey, 2 party rooms, and so much more, all under a sea of black lights. Now, for a limited time, mention Cochise County Sports Network for 10% off your visit. Lights Out Family Fun Center. They're family owned, they're family friendly, they're family priced. Located at 101 East Wilcox Drive. What are you waiting for?
Hi everyone, I'm Sean Lawley from the Lawley Automotive Group. Summer's here and it's getting hot, and so are the deals at all our dealerships. Check out the great selection of Buicks, Chevrolets, GMCs, Hondas, Nissans, Hyundais, Fords, Kias, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Rams we have in stock. With some of the biggest discounts and rebates of the year, now's the time to buy your new vehicle. With over 20 lending institutions, your finance term could never be better. Shop us online at lawleycars.com or come to any one of the Lawley dealerships and see why so many people in Southern Arizona choose Lawley Motors for their next vehicle purchase. Because nobody beats a Lawley deal. Nobody.
Native Grill and Wings has had its own game day rules since 1979. First down, piling on. It's just a celebration. That's allowed here. Well then, touchdown. Go Native.
They are not superheroes, but they save people every day. Save money, that is. They are energy auditors from SSVEC, and they're helping people save money on energy and informing them about valuable incentives, 0% retrofit loans, and other programs, and saving finite resources and making our country more energy independent.
Maximize your savings.
Call SSVEC about our new energy audit.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jeff Lane, your Sierra Vista Edward Jones advisor, understands this. That's why Jeff Lane is a proud sponsor of the Buena Colts varsity football team here on Cochise County Sports Network. For all of your investment needs, call Jeff Lane at 520-378-3766 or stop by his office at 3410 Canyon de Flores here in Sierra Vista. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
All right, we want to welcome everybody back to the Cochise County Sports Network. We just finished up halftime. It is 14-7, the visiting Cienega Bobcats over the Buena Colts. But it has been, David, this is Craig Mount with David Lanstra doing the call here, but this game has been, as they say in colloquial terms, bananas.
It has definitely been fun. It's fun to watch. It's been fun to be a part of as we're trying to figure out what's going on down on the field. But that was really a tale of two quarters. Cienega really imposed their will early on in that first quarter, jumping out to that early 14-0 lead. And ever since then, Buena's been crawling back. They got a touchdown of their own. They're driving late for a second touchdown, trying to tie it up. So if they can keep that up, keep up with that pressure that they've been doing, try to slow down Cienega's rushing attack any way they can, they'll be right in here right until the end.
And, well, you know, see what we got going on is we've got Buena is going to get the ball back this half. And I tell you what, Caleb Ryatt's always done really well. Gio's played fantastic. Jones has, shown his flashes. But Jesse has been fantastic. Garrett has been fantastic. Young Schwinoff's had a good pass in there. So, and the offensive line at times has been really, really, really good too. So Buena's showing flashes. It's some of the mistakes they got to clean up and some of the other things that are going on. But they're still in this game against a very good team.
Yeah, you got to remember in that first half, we saw Buena had 2 interceptions that stopped really good drives and point-scoring opportunities. They had that mistake on the right before one of their punts where they lost 30 yards when the shotgun snap went over Gio's head. That set up one of Cienega's scoring opportunities. So if they can clean those up, stay away from the turnovers, stay away from the big penalties that we've seen multiple times in that first half, they're going to have a great chance here at this game. In that first half, you said Gio was playing great, and the stats prove it. He was 10 for 11 with 138 yards, and this is easily his most efficient game. Normally he hovers around that 50% mark for completions, and right now he's 1 from perfect, and you can't ask for much more than that in a high school game.
And the other thing that we've got going on out here, and you've heard us kind of talk about it quite a bit, is the wind. The wind out here has just been going all night long. It hasn't, I don't think, has affected too much. You've seen it a little bit on the kickoffs and the punts, maybe some of the balls getting kind of caught, but by and large, it's been pretty good. There's been a lot of penalties this game, though, and it hasn't been a clean game. There's been some unsportsmanlike stuff. There's been some other things, but I think if the Colts, when they start to kind of remove those things, we've seen some really good flashes. Hey, so everybody who's tuning in with the Cochise County Sports Network, we want to, first off, we appreciate you watching. Thank you for supporting the student athletes, the cheerleaders, the band members, the local education systems. We want to thank the viewers who are watching from, the Cienega fans. Thank you. Team's playing fantastic, and we appreciate you guys making the trip out here to Sierra Vista. We want you to do those. Let everybody know that the game is coming back on. Let's get the viewers back in, and let's go ahead and get ready for another exciting. There's no way it can be as exciting as that first half was. That first half was crazy. So this next half, I think, maybe it'll be just as good.
The reason for the no touchdown was illegal participation on the Bobcats. So the score is Wayne 7, Cienega 14.
So if you were watching at the end of that first half, there was a long interception return for a touchdown by Cienega, and there was some confusion going on about why that was taken off the board, and it was just explained to the crowd that it was illegal participation by Cienega. That flag was on the field, and they did call that before they left the field, but they actually pointed Buena's way. So it's illegal participation or illegal substitution on Cienega, so that takes a touchdown off the board. The score is still 14-7 with Buena ready to receive the second half kickoff.
Hey, this is why you do all the color commentary. That is amazingly complex for me to follow. So I'll stick with the play-by-play. And we're getting ready to get started here. The Colts are going to be receiving scores 14-7, third quarter starting, and we're off and running. Nice big kick is going to sail right back into the end zone and go out. That'll bring it out to the 20-yard line.
And we cannot overstate how much of a weapon that is for Cienega, having a kicker that can kick it into the end zone every time. As we've seen Caleb Bryant, when he gets out into the open field, he's dangerous, and there's no better way to get him in the open field than on kickoffs and punts. So if you can take that ball out of his hands on one of those big plays, it's a win for Cienega.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Let everybody know that we're back and we're live on the Cochise County Sports Network. Gio's going to get up underneath center. He's going to be two wide receivers. Going to hand the ball off to Bryant, who's going to get around the outside and get up to around the 22-yard line before he's tackled out of bounds. That quick dashing attack by the Colts, trying to get Bryant the ball as much as possible.
Something we need to follow is Bryant's partner in crime, Timothy Jones, doesn't appear to be on the field right now. And they've really been a great 1-2 combo for this team all year. So we'll see if that's just a coaching move by Coach Thomas, trying to get him some rest, because Bryant and Jones play every snap, and they don't get a rest.
Gio on the shotgun, he rolls out. Quick little pass, which is, again, almost intercepted. And Gio's got to be careful with those. He's been picked off twice now this game. And the Colts are going to come back out. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. And that it's interesting, David, the player for Cienega who broke that up is their quarterback, Webb, who's just an amazing athlete.
Well, that's what makes high school football so fun, is all these players play both sides, play multiple positions, and again, Gio's able to use his voice only and gain some yards for this Buena offense, drawing them off sides.
That's the 3rd time this game that he's gone ahead and done that. And again, a lot of the credit goes to the offensive line for their discipline. And the offensive line's had a good game. You can't ever give them enough credit. It's, in my opinion, the most important guys on the field are your offensive linemen. Hand off to Bryant, who's going to get a quick dash. He's going to continue to go, and he's the fastest player on the field, and he's going to take it out to the 40-yard line. Fantastic run, and again, great blocking by that line, who deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah, that was set up by the right tackling guard, pulling through and leading the way for Bryant through that hole, creating that opportunity for the 35-yard gain, putting Buena in Cienega territory for the first time in this half, trying to put that touchdown on the board to tie this game up.
And once again, now we got holding against the Colts, which is a fun play to watch. Going to take them all the way back. So it's been a tale of 2 football games here, it feels like. Big plays being brought back. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Also want to remind everybody who's watching on the Cochise County Sports Network that Tuesdays at 6 p.m. is Buena Colts Nights, the Dine to Donate. Show up, have a meal, get any regular price, non-alcoholic item on the menu, and 10% of those proceeds will go back to the football team. Get a chance to meet your favorite football players while you're there. Gio in the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. He's going to drop back to pass. He's going to sail this one out over. He's going to find Bryant, who just continues to go. He's going to make it up. No flags this time, and that's going to go all the way up. And just like that, David, the Colts have tied it up, and it's like, hey, the whole end of the first half didn't happen.
Yeah, and that's Manjel Garrick again. He's able to find some room between the 2 safeties, beating his man-in-man coverage, And Gio put it right on the numbers. He didn't have to break stride at all. And Mandrell proves that if he has some space, he's going to run away from everyone.
And I tell you what, Garrett and Bryant are playing so well. I'm getting them confused. They're both wearing the white stockings too. So, excuse my bad eyes. And here comes the extra point attempt to tie it up. It's Tebow back there to kick it. And kick is up. And it looks good. So just like that, it took us a whole half and about a minute and 30 seconds to tie it all right back up again, and we're right back in it. But it brings back up the importance of what they did in the first half to get in position and then to get this ball back in the second half and immediately turn it over. And Gio looked great.
Yeah, Gio's continued his hot start. Again, he was adding 80 more yards to his passing totals there with another touchdown. So far, the ball has only touched the ground once when Gio's thrown it. Granted, 2 of those were picked off, but there's only been 1 ball that's touched the ground, and even the 2 that were picked off were right into his receiver's hands. The defenders just made great plays on him to take away that space.
Hey, everybody who's sitting there watching on the Cochise County Sports Network, go ahead and let your friends know we got a great game going on right now against 2 good teams. 4-2 Buena Colts going against the 5-1 Cienega Bobcats. Tied up, 10 minutes, 50 seconds left here in the third quarter, just getting started. The kick is up. It's going to be a nice little squib, little punch kick. Cienega is going to get brought down around the 32-yard line. The teams go ahead and swap in and out. What do they got going on over there in the end zone with all the band members? Hey, they're doing the circle thing right over there. Go ahead and scan over. We got to look at the players. I'm going to hijack the production here just for a second. And this is what you get out here in this high school football. You got all the players and the band members. And just less than that, you had the guys doing the big oh, come on back. Here we go. Got the game going again. Cienega's in the shotgun formation. I think that's still Webb at quarterback, I believe. Nope. They got a new quarterback in. We'll figure out who that one is. And they're going to hand the ball right up the middle. And no, they tried to option. He kept it and got tackled. And we were talking about, David, that Cienega comes here with 2 good quarterbacks. So it looks like they swapped him out. Webb might be playing some defense in this one. Who's this one?
This is another senior Morales for Cienega. I don't know much about him, but I find this interesting because Cienega does put so much pressure on their quarterbacks to make those reads, those quick decisions in the backfield. And to me, it appeared Webb was playing really well, but they're going to give number 15 Morales a chance here to see what he can do with it.
They're again running some more of that option offense. Morales in the shotgun, going to hand the ball right up the middle. He's going to get tripped up. Really, actually, good play by that defensive tackle. I'll try to get an eye on who it is. But he just got his arm up as the running back kind of hit the hole and tripped him up and really prevented a big gain.
Yeah, and we do see Timothy Jones out there at his middle linebacker position, so it does look like it's a tactical move on Coach Thomas's part to remove him from the offense, keep him in there on defense, trying to slow down this rushing attack that was so efficient in the first half with around 150 yards for Cienega. So this brings up a 3rd and 5, and it's the first big play here in the second half for the Colts defense.
We'll see if they can go ahead and sustain this. Morales is back in the shotgun. He's got 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left, single running back in the backfield, and offsides is going to drag him back another, bring up 3rd and 10. And that wide receiver was wide open. Ball just hadn't gotten snapped yet.
And this is another issue when you see another quarterback come in. His cadence is a little different. His timing's a little different. So the wide receiver there, it's hard for him to hear because he's all the way over here on the Buenas sideline. And so he's trying to go off the timing that he knows. And if that timing is just a second off from what it is from Webb's cadence, that's going to draw him off.
And he's also over here on the windy side of the field, as it were. Morales drops back. He's going to get swallowed up, though, and he's going to get taken down. And you could see that hole collapsing a mile away. And the Colts defense looked fantastic on that series.
And that was defensive end Jesse Avina again coming away with coming away with a sack. Actually, Avina helps. It looks like number 72 came away with the sack. Is the first one to apply the pressure, and that forces a punting situation for Cienega.
Yeah, Bryant's back in the backfield. He's going to receive the punt. Nice punt. It's going to make it all the way back, and it'll get a little bit of a bounce. We'll see if Bryant wants to touch it or not. He should get away from it, and it's going to be on the 20-yard line. It's going to bring up the Buena offense. Gio will bring him out 20-yard line. So we've got 1st and 10, 8 minutes into the 8 minutes left in the third, all tied up. Colts with a very impressive offensive drive to start it off with, and a very good defensive stand to bring us to where we're at now.
Yeah, and this is the first opportunity the Colts have had to take a lead in this game. So let's see what they do. See if they can keep up that prolific passing attack that they've had in the first half, and here to start the second half as Gio's joined in the backfield by Hernandez and Bryant.
Gio's up underneath the center. He's going to spin out to the right. He's going to get option the ball off, but he gets dragged down. It's going to be a loss of yardage. No flags on that. Like a loss of 5 yards on that. So it'll be 2nd and 15, 7:44 left. All tied up for those just tuning in. I want to thank you all for tuning in to the Cochise County Sports Network. Tell all your friends we got a great game going on. And let us know where you're from. Who are you cheering for? Which players are yours? Gio's back in the shotgun. He's got 4 wide receivers out there. Low snap. He's going to drop back, and he's going to sail one out again, and that is almost brought down and just bobbled at the last minute. But Gio definitely taking shots. He's not afraid.
That's Gio showing his arm strength and his precision. He put that right there in a catchable place, but the corner made a great play on that. When Garrick's hands went up, the corner's hands went up, and he was able to rake that ball away.
I'll take time to recognize all the other students that are out here. Looks like the Buena fans are a little bit more fired up than they were in the first half. Everybody's a little bit more excited. Gio's going to get that one right back out. Bryant's going to try to make a move, but that's going to end this series, I think, for them. They're going to be forced to punt. 7 minutes left in the third. The Buena Colts. Forgive my Texas accent. I tend to leave syllables and pronunciations, enunciations out of everything that I say.
Yeah, and that's not the drive that the Colts want. They go backwards 9 yards. Putting this in a very dangerous position for Parker Tebow to get this punt away. I wouldn't be surprised if Cienega comes after him here. And he does get it away, and it's a good punt. Going to get around the 50-yard line with room to return it.
He's going to get all the way around the left side and continue to move up, and he's going to get really close to the end zone. And again, just a crazy game with all that. You get a great punt, but then the coverage kind of collapsed on the left side, and nice big hole.
Yeah, Parker out-punted his coverage, so to speak. He had a great kick out there, kicked it 50 yards almost from his goal line to the 50-yard line. But unfortunately, the Gunners weren't able to get out there and set up the containment. The returner got around that left side and take it in, setting up the 1st and goal. And Cienega's going to stick with Morales at quarterback.
Yeah, it's first and goal on the 5-yard line. Morales back in the shotgun. He's going to take the ball. He's going to hand it off, and it's going to get in. That's going to be a touchdown. That's going to bring Cienega back up. Be 20-14 Bobcats. 6 minutes left in the third, and 6 minutes 15 seconds left in the third. Just like that, a reversal of fortunes, pending the extra point.
Yeah, even though Webb was taken out at quarterback, he's finding ways to stay involved as they had him in there at the fullback position in that flexbone offense, and he takes the handoff, scampers 5 yards for the quick touchdown.
As the snap is down, and it's good. So 6 minutes, 15 seconds left. Cienega Bobcats lead 21-14 over the Colts, and which has been a fantastic game to watch. It's been a lot of fun to call. And they just kind of fallen back into where they left off a year ago, just shooting it out a little bit.
And if the Colts can take anything away from that series of events, is they've been here before. They were down 14 earlier. They fought all the way back to tie it up. Now they're down 7 again. We got to see what the counterpunch they can come up with.
And it wasn't like a prolific offensive movement by Cienega either. I mean, they give them credit. They scored. Some of this was set up with just a really kind of bad punt coverage. And Colts are all back, getting ready to receive the ball. Cienega can kick. There it is again. That one's going to go all the way back. It looks like they're right back into the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. Bring it up to 20-yard line. Well, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to Cochise County Sports Network. Colts are going to go ahead and take back over. It's 21-14. Bobcats are out front. Remind everybody that Tuesdays, 6 p.m., is Native Bar and Grill is Dine to Donate. 10% of all the regular priced menu items, non-alcoholic, goes back to the team. And we really want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching. All of this goes to help bring attention to the athletics and mostly our educational programs. And Gio's back in the shotgun. Misdirection offense kind of set up. Looks like it was almost a direct snap to Bryant or Jones. To Bryant. Not going to get very far with that one, maybe a couple yards.
Runs up the middle really haven't worked for Buena all night. The defensive tackles for Cienega are doing a great job of keeping those blockers from getting downfield to the second level, so the linebackers. So the holes aren't really developing for Bryant and Jones and Hernandez. So it's gonna, if this game's gonna stay close, it's gonna be on Gio's arm to keep it that way.
Bryant gets the ball. He hands the ball off. Bryant is just gonna go screaming around the other side to the out of bounds around the 25-yard line. That'll pick up a little bit of yardage. And that'll bring up around 3rd and 5.
We bring up 2nd down to the 3rd down and 5 for the Colts.
And I think, David, it's obviously the whole trick in football is getting it to your playmakers. And Gio's done a great job with getting it out to the receivers. But maybe getting Bryant more of these runs to kind of free things up for Gio is the way to go. We'll see. Colts come back up to the line of scrimmage. Gio in the shotgun. He's going to have 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Single running back. Gio's going to bootleg out. He's going to find open receiver. It's Bryant. He's going to ruin it up. It's going to be a first down. At least he's going to keep going. And he's going to step out of bounds around the 48-yard line. A fantastic play.
Out for another Buena Colts first down, and there's a flag after the play.
And as you were saying, getting Bryant in space is the #1 goal for the Colts. And right there, Bryant just kind of cuts underneath the line, gets out into the flat, and he loses his linebacker in man coverage. And that puts him in an opportunity against the safety in the corner, and he makes one person miss and takes it for the 23 yards. We're waiting here for a penalty call. It was a late flag, so we'll see what comes out of it.
I don't know if it's something out along the end zone or something along those lines. There's a question on here. Did Cody kick?
Kickoffs. Cody's doing kickoffs.
Oh. There's no penalty on the play.
All right, no penalty. So there has been more no penalty calls from pretty much every other game that I've watched combined. So bear with us, folks, as we figure out what's going on. But Gio's back in the shotgun. Low snap. He's going to bootleg out again, try to pull up. He's going to find a seam. He's going to recover. He's going to at least get it back up to the line of scrimmage, maybe a couple yards. Credit Gio for at least not getting killed on that one.
Yeah, Gio did a great job of not taking the sack and actually coming away with a yard there. The defensive end pushed up really quick, taking away his outside release that they were trying to get. And Gio finds that quick seam, and if that defensive lineman doesn't get a hold of him, that's going to go for 10-plus yards.
4 minutes, 22 seconds left in the third. Joe in the shotgun, takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Bryant. He's going to find a seam, but he's going to get brought down quickly, only picking up about a couple yards. So ball's going to be right on the 50-yard line.
And that was the middle linebacker for Cienega, scraping away from his blocker and coming and catching Bryant as he tries to make that second cut, or Bryant was going to get to that second level and make things happen.
21-14 Bobcats. 3 minutes, 45 seconds left. 3rd down and 7. Gio back in the shotgun. He's going to have 4 wide receivers, to the left, to the right. Single running back. Snap is good. Launches another deep ball, and it's just a little bit overthrown.
Yeah, and this is the passing offense that Buena has really tried all year, that if all else fails, just send Garrick or Young Schwinoff deep down the sideline, throw it up to him, and trust him to make a play. Right there, Gio just got a little bit too much on it, overthrew his wide receiver, and that's going to set up the 4th down.
Well, it's a good series, but it's going to bring up a punt. And Tebow's back. We'll see if he can get a chance to pin back the Bobcats. Nice high punt. Fair catch. He's going to pin him back around the 15-yard line. 3 minutes, 22 seconds left in the third. 21-14 Bobcats. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Cochise County Sports Network. We've got a great game going on. Let everybody know. Share it out. What do you think?
Yeah, and so far this second half has started with some fireworks. Buena came out early, tied it back up at 14, but Cienega answered right back with that huge punt return, getting them down close to the end zone. And then their quarterback / running back pushes it in for their touchdown to push them back up by 7. And this leads to another huge defensive opportunity for the Colts, as you don't want to go down 14 this late in the game. So if they can force this 3 and out, get the ball back, they'll have solid field position.
Colts haven't had a turnover yet either. They haven't forced one, it should say. Morales going to hand the ball off. Running back's going to try to skirt around the left side. He's going to get brought down. Small gain. Yeah, it's good stand by that Colts defensive front. Ruben Alvarez. And clock continues to tick away in the third quarter. 2nd down and 10 for the Bobcats.
They just moved. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 9 for the Bobcats.
And Cienega comes back up to the line of scrimmage. Picked up 1 yard on that one. Colts set their defense. And here comes a big option play off to the right. The quarterback's going to drive that one right up the middle. May have been a handoff in the middle of that scrum in there somewhere, but it looks like he kept it.
Yeah, that's just a straight option play with the wide receiver that came in motion, and Morales made the right read, kept it, and saw the hole up the middle for 10 yards. It's interesting now that they've switched quarterbacks. They've kind of got away from that flex offense that they're running. They have now 2 traditional tight ends down and then 2 wide receivers split out wide. So I find it interesting that not only are they running a 2 quarterback set, but they have 2 quarterbacks that are running 2 completely different offenses.
Watch, see if that wide receiver goes in motion again. I mean, that's kind of the big indicator when they're doing things. Got another flag out there. And that's going to move Cienega back. Looks like it was a delay of game. And hey, at this point, the Colts will take everything out. This has not been a clean game, David. Not at all. This has just been, it's been wild.
Yeah, and this is kind of the same flow that last week's game had up in Marana. A lot of flags, a lot of counter punches by both teams. So hopefully it turns out the same way for the Colts.
They're going to try to get that ball moved right up in the middle of the Colts defense. That front line holds firm. You're going to pick up a few yards, but not enough to do much. It's going to be, 5-yard gain. 2nd and 10. Minute and 43 seconds left. The clock continues to kind of click down. Getting close to ending the third quarter.
Second down and 10 for the Bobcats.
Bobcats line up. They got kind of their more traditional offense we saw in the first half. They're going to have the two wings and the two wide receivers. Quarterback's going to hand the ball off, and that looked like a busted play. I don't think that running back was expecting to get that handoff.
No, it looked like Morales got a little bit turned around of what side he was supposed to be handing it off on, and that just created enough time for the Buena defense to collapse in on it, and that line got good penetration, keeping them to a 0 gain. And this is really the first first clear passing opportunity we're going to see Morales in. And so let's see what this new offense has for that situation.
Well, we want to keep an eye on it. They just called timeout, so we want to see if I don't think that they're going to switch a quarterback out, but they could. They got two of them.
I think they came in with the game plan that Webb was going to play the first half, Morales is going to play the second half. We'll see how long they stick with that if this ends up, because really we haven't seen much offensive consistency from Cienega with Morales in. Yeah, they came away with that touchdown, but that was only on a 5-yard play set up by the big punt return. So if the offense continues to stutter, will they go back to Webb at any point?
I want to thank everybody for watching the Cochise County Sports Network. Continue to like and share and tell all your friends. We've got a great game going on. Cienega's in a passing situation, about a minute left in the third quarter, 21-14. Bobcats are winning. They're in the lead. Also want to remind everybody, Tuesday, 6 p.m., every Tuesday, 6 p.m. is Buena Colts Night at Native Bar and Grill here in Sierra Vista. You can come out. It's dine to donate. Every regular priced menu item, non-alcoholic drinks. 10% of those proceeds go back to the team. We also want to thank everybody for tuning in. We got the band out here right now playing. Cheerleaders are there. And we got a huge play fixing to come up on third down. 3rd and 9. Morales back in a shotgun formation. He's going to take it back for a pure pass. He's going to get it out there, and that ball is almost picked off. That'll bring up 4th down. Should be a punting situation for the Colts.
Yeah, Cienega tries to overload this near side with 4 eligible wide receivers, and I was actually watching in the backfield with Morales, Webb lined up with him. So I thought they were going to try something a little bit tricky. We were actually talking about it earlier, how when you have 2 quarterbacks on the field, it opens up a ton of possibilities.
Bryant's back to receive for the Colts. He's going to line up around the 30-yard line. But one of the things that Cienega's been proven is they can kick the hell out of the ball. And that one, it looks like it got tipped a little bit. There may be a flag on that one. It's probably going to be roughing the kicker.
They knocked the kicker down.
Yeah, it ran into the kicker. If it's that, it'll be 5-yard penalty. It'll still be 4th down.
Running into the kicker.
And that's what it is, so 5 yards. So now does this – it's still 4th down. You don't think that they're going to – I assume they're still going to punt. They still got the punter out there, but you never know because the punter's quarterback.
Exactly. And so this, again, opens up a ton of possibilities for things you can try. Try to throw it from this. He's already proven he's a very solid runner. But right there, I thought the Colts guy got a hand on it, so the Colts have proven they can get pressure in on this. So if they can do it again and come away with a block, that will be huge.
And there's a punt, and that's going to sail out. Might get a favorable bounce. And that's going to just kind of lob around and roll around out there near the 30-yard line. And just like that, Colts are going to get the ball back. 38 seconds left in the third quarter. Still down by 7, 21-14. Cienega Bobcats. Colts are going to get another chance to try over. Try to get a series going. Thank everybody for tuning in, as this has been an exciting game. Appreciate everybody tuning in for to watch both the Colts and the Bobcats. Yeah, Craig Mount, David Lancer here for the Cochise County Sports Network, bringing you all of this. What we got right now is Gio Bourbon, quarterback for the Colts, back in the shotgun. What we call the misdirection offense. Got 2 tailbacks, 1 on either side of him, 2 wide receivers. And this allows him to play a lot of different plays out of this. And he's going to go, and he's going to fake the option. He's going to keep the ball, run it right up the middle. He's going to keep moving. Ooh, he's going to be taken down pretty hard, but he picks up a good 6 yards, and Gio's athletic prowess on display.
Yeah, and if they can get that a little bit more involved here in the game, Gio on the outside making plays, making people miss.
Now we got a little extracurricular activity out on the field. I hope that guy's proud of himself. That's his 15 minutes of fame that he's going to have for his whole rest of the life. So Gio's going to get swallowed. He's going to keep moving. Gio's still got the ball. I think everybody else was distracted while Gio gets a first down. So the Colts continue to drive as the third quarter starts to come to an end. There's still enough time on the clock, I guess, to get another play since he got out of bounds. But, hey, credit Gio once again keeping that alive.
Yeah, Gio again shows his creativity, something that we've seen all season. When he gets in trouble, he's not afraid to pull it down and use his legs. And that sets up the Colts in great field position, trying to drive in and tie this game back up.
Gio back in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers, 2 tailbacks, misdirection. He's going to pull back. He's going to get a little screen pass out to Bryant, who's going to get brought back down. It's going to be a huge loss of yardage. And that'll end the third quarter, everybody. We want to, right now, so it's the end of the third quarter, 21-14. Cienega still in the lead. Colts will have the ball, and we'll get ready to switch over to the fourth quarter.
All right, sports fans, welcome to Cochise County Sports Network. Tonight's live broadcast brought to you in part by Lolly Automotive Group for all your new and used car needs. Jeff and Gina Lane of Edward Jones Investments, making sense of investing. Apex Network Physical Therapy, come heal with us. Cochise Lock and Safe for all your lock and safe needs. Check out the Leone team of Nova Home Loans, the highest rated lender in Cochise County. SSVEC, owned by those we serve. Lights Out Family Fun Center. Chiricahua Community Health Centers, health for all. And last but not least, eXp Realty, home of the flat rate contract. Tonight, the Buena Colts varsity football team's taking on the Cienega Bobcats. Live and in full HD, only on Cochise County Sports Network.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Cochise County Sports Network. Fourth quarter, amazing game. Let everybody know, 21-14. Cienega Bobcats over the Buena Colts. But Colts got the ball and they're driving. 2nd and 19. Gio gets a quick pass out, which is caught, and that's going to be a first down. And that's a great way to come back from a commercial break, David.
And that's a great way to rebound after the negative 10-yard completion earlier. And Gio makes a great read there. It's man coverage, and he throws it to Schwinoff's back shoulder, and Schwinoff makes the adjustment, comes back to the ball, makes the catch, and picks up 25 yards, and the Colts keep this drive going.
And the story of this game has been big plays, lots of weird flags and non-flags and everything else, but hey, it makes it fun to call. Gio's going to get up underneath the center here. He's going to have two running backs. He's going to pitch the ball out to Bryant, who's going to find a little bit of a seam and not quite be able to get it before he's just broken down by a mass of humanity. And Colts continue to drive.
It looks like Cienega's made the adjustment. They've decided that Bryant's not going to beat him. They're selling out. Every time Bryant touches the ball, they're selling out on him. They're keen on him. Everyone's flowing to him. So let's see if Coach Thomas can see that and adjust to that in some way, or if they have a trick play that involves Bryant, because he could rise up just as easily and throw that over the top to those crashing corners.
So we're up 2nd and 11. 10 minutes, 45 seconds left in the game. Bobcats 21, Colts 14. Both teams have had amazing plays. Gio Bourbon, quarterback for the Colts, underneath center, drops back, bootlegs out, finds an open receiver, which is Swinoff. It drops the ball. Excuse me, Garrick.
And just as we're talking about, they fake it to Bryant, and that pulls everyone in and leaves Garrick on the outside on a 1-on-1 matchup. And it was open, and Gio put the ball on his numbers, and unfortunately the catch was not completed, so that'll bring up a 3rd and 11.
Everybody tuning in, thank you very much. Thank you for supporting not only student athletics, but high school education programs. We've got the band out here playing. Looks like the cheerleaders just got done doing the prisoner exchange, where they go to the other side of the field, making their way back over here. Gio's in the shotgun. Almost got him offsides again. He's going to hand it. Bryant's going to find a crease this time, and he's going to gobble up about 6 yards before he gets pushed back. And that's going to bring up, I believe, 4th down. It's interesting decision time now for Coach Thomas.
That's going to bring up a 4th and 4 for Colts.
So we'll see. Well, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. We also just once again remind everybody, Tuesday, 6 p.m. every night, or every Tuesday night, excuse me, not every night, but every Tuesday night. It is Dine to Donate over at Native Bar and Grill. We want to thank them very much for putting that on. Get a chance to go in there. 10% of your regularly priced items and non-alcoholic drinks goes back towards the program. I want to thank everybody who's here watching the Seneca team also. Thank you. And obviously everybody here in Sierra Vista who's tuning in to watch the Colts, which is, one, just having a really good season. And obviously so is Seneca. Both teams have winning records. And hopefully what we'll see is that they both can kind of continue that out over the next couple of years. Just a nice rivalry that's stood up between both of them.
Yeah, and Buena's really pushed it hard to stay in this game. They're only down by 7. The big play is really what's kept them in it, with those huge shots over the top to Young and Garrick. So let's see what they can come up here after the timeout.
Oh, and that's going to offsides, and that's going to push him back, and that'll probably kill that idea. Next week, October 9th, or excuse me.
It says 6 a.m. All right, what he's trying to get out there, folks, is on the 9th, we have the the senior night for the Buena Colts. They're going to be playing the Sunnyside Blue Devils here home on Friday, October 9th at 7 p.m.
It's all right. We got it. It's the 12th. October 12th is going to be senior night out here. Thanks, Levi. Uh-oh, Gio's in trouble. He's going to try to drop back, try to not lose the ball. And that is a turnover on downs, just in a worst moment, 50-yard. The Bobcats are going to pick it up on the 50-yard line, which is not good for anybody.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. Cienega sent the blitz there on that 4th down clear passing situation. The Buena offensive line couldn't adjust to it. They didn't pick everyone up. Gio did a great job of trying to keep that alive, making the first guy miss, and even the second guy couldn't take him down. But once that third guy got in there, it's just too much for him. Goes down for the huge loss, and that puts Cienega in Buena territory.
All right, 10 minutes left in the game. 21-14 Bobcats. Morales back in the shotgun. He's going to hand the ball off right up the middle. He's going to squirt out to the right, pick up some yardage. Real close to a first down. Runs out of bounds.
Good enough for a...
And again, we see that second quarterback staying active in this offense as they hand it off to him. Going over the right side, picks up 10 yards. And this is huge for Buena. You can't let them score here. There's less than 10 minutes left in the game, and trying to come back from 2 scores that late in the game is going to be very tough.
Bobcats lined up 2 wide receivers. That one wide receiver is out of, he's completely offsides. Ball's handed right up the middle, and a little bit of arm tackling is going to chew up more yards. Another first down.
Good enough for a first down for the Bobcats.
And that was that read option that we saw from earlier. Morales does a great job of reading the left end. And when the left end goes with the running back that was in motion, it creates a huge hole up the middle, and he keeps it and picks up 15 yards.
Bobcats continue to drive. Time continues to tick down, none of which are good for the Colts, who are down by 7. I formation, 4 wide receivers out there. They're going to go with the option up to the right, and they're going to hand the ball off to their little scat back, who's going to make a cut, but get dragged down and landed on. But he's going to pick up about 4 yards with Jones on the tackle.
That was a great job by Jones, flowing out from his middle linebacker position. He read that jet sweep very quickly, got outside the end, and was able to make the play.
The band's out there having a good time. Band member was doing kind of like a pseudo wave thing with their instruments. Cheerleaders are out building pyramids. Windy out here. Hope they don't. And Morales is in the shotgun, trying to draw some people off sides, it looks like. Colts ain't biting. Continues to try. Now he's going to alter his play. And that didn't look like it was expected, but they're still going to get a big hole. But that Buena front 4 does bring them down with just a few yards picked up.
Yeah, Morales got surprised there by the snap, but he did a great job of composing himself and hand the ball off to Webb up the middle. And I thought Buena was going to come away with a huge play there, as their defensive end was able to crash in quick, but just wasn't able to get a hold of Webb. He scampers forward for 4 yards.
Senega's been a little bit more composed this game, a little bit more disciplined. I don't think that the Colts obviously haven't had a dirty game by any means, but they seem like they're just a lot of energy, like they haven't quite settled in. And we got whistles and a timeout. So that's kind of my analysis right now, David, is you know, the Colts just feel like racehorses in the chute that have never calmed down.
Well, and really you can see that in the way that both these teams play. The Cienega's offense is built on option offense. It's built for composure. The quarterback really has to stay composed, make the right read. The running backs and wide receivers have to be there waiting for the ball, even though it might not come for 3 or 4 plays, even though the play is supposed to go to him, but that's not the read on that play. So that breeds composure into your team. Whereas Buena's offense built on the big play. It's built on getting the ball to Brian on the outside, throwing it over the top to young Schwinoff and Garrick. So that creates a lot of energy, a lot of adrenaline, which leads to those mistakes.
Our producer was just whispering to us that the Colts still have all their timeouts. Bobcats only have 1 left, and 7 minutes, 37 seconds left in the game. That could very well play a factor. Bobcats still have the luxury of being up by 7 points. And they line up. Lots of movement as usual. Low snap. Morales drops back to pass. A little bit of pressure. That looks like was caught and then out of bounds. And that'll bring up a first down. And they are just they're getting into position to potentially score another point, and the Colts cannot afford it.
Yeah, and that's the first time we've really seen Morales drop back and throw it. And that 10-yard out was perfectly timed, and he put it right on the money, right on the sideline. And the Cienega wide receiver was able to tiptoe it in. And like you said, Buena has to find a way to stop it right here.
They're going to run the ball right up around the right-hand side. Actually, he kept the ball, and he gets brought down at the line of scrimmage. And that option offense has been, I know if it's confusing me, which is fairly easy, but it is making it difficult for the Colts.
Yeah, and the longer that time they held that mesh point for what seemed like forever, And that makes it even more confusing because at some point as a defender, you have to make a choice. Do I take the running back? Do I take the quarterback? And that's really what this offense is built for. Once you make that choice, if that mesh point is still intact, the quarterback can pull it out or give it, and that creates a huge hole.
And a credit to Morales and actually to Webb, too, when they were in there. They're not afraid to take a pop. Like, they'll sit there and hold that ball for as long as possible before they give it up. Got delay a game. And that's going to be helpful, and that'll push them back a little bit. So 6 minutes, 44 seconds. They'll take them back to 2nd and 13. Moves the ball back to around the, what is that, about the 13-yard line, give or take. And every little bit will help at this point. Bobcats come back up to the line of scrimmage. Got 3 wide receivers, got another guy kind of running around the backfield, and that ball looks like it's going to get hemmed up. The Colts defense holds them up. Good stand there. They just need to do it one more time.
And we're right back where we were a few plays ago, 3rd and long. It's a clear passing situation for Cienega. So we'll see if they trust Morales to drop back again and deliver the ball, and see what Buena can do to answer that. They play very aggressive man defense on the outside. They have Bryant and number 14 down here on the near side, and they'll play press coverage on those wide receivers.
Now, the Colts defense have gotten to that quarterback a few times. We'll see what happens here, and they're going to move this thing through, and they're going to try to option it off again. He's going to keep the ball. He's going to get crushed at the line of scrimmage, and he got lit up by somebody in there. It might have been Jones. Jones brought the wood on that one. Good tackle. Good, clean tackle.
And what that play call tells me is that Cienega has ultimate trust in their field goal kicker. They were like, we're going to run this. We've gotten 10 yards every now and then on it, but we trust our field goal kicker to come in here and get these 3 points.
Now, the Colts have been getting some penetration, so we'll see. And this may end up being, a huge play if they can get back there and do something about it. And they are getting back there, but that ball is up, and that's going to be good.
The field goal is up, and it is good.
He kicked that ball so far that the young man has got to run out there to find it. He's going to be gone somebody's got to get him a lunch because he's going to be out there for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was only a 34-yard attempt or so, or a 24-yard attempt or so, 25. But he kicked that 50. He put a lot into it. And so he was making sure he was going to get there.
I tell you, I mean, Dave, we've been kind of joking about it a little bit, but it's football, and the kicking game matters. And these guys, not only can they kick that ball into the end zone pretty much whenever they want, they can punt. Those things matter.
And I would say that's the biggest advantage Cienega's shown in this game, and probably what's built this 10-point lead for them is special teams. Whether it's been big punt returns or the huge punt in that first half, but Bryant here gets a chance, and he's got some room down here on the sideline, and he brings it back all the way to the 46-yard line, putting the Colts in good position.
It's a fantastic run by Bryant. And as we were watching that play kind of unfold, the part that is easily missed is that was just another good kick. I mean, so Colts are right back in it, and here's where we're at. So they're down by now 10 points. 4 minutes, 54 seconds left to go. They're going to take the ball with good field positions. Again, anytime Bryant gets his hands on the ball, it's danger for somebody else.
Yeah, and what we've seen Cienega do all game is actually be able to put those kickoffs into the end zone. And that's the first one that Bryant's had a chance to bring back, and he proves why Cienega tries to put it in the end zone each time, because when he gets the opportunity, he takes advantage.
Those 3 timeouts.
Colts are going to use a timeout to get their formation set. All right, David, so let's bring everybody up to speed here on Cochise County Sports Network. Craig Mount, David Lancer. And what we got going on is there's 4 minutes, 54 seconds left in the game. The Colts are down by 10 points to the Bobcats. It's 1st and 10. Ball's around midfield. The Colts have to score, and then they have to get the ball back, and they have to score again. I think that sums it up.
Yeah, you made it sound so easy, and obviously it's not. Task number one is just moving the ball. The Colts have not been able to effectively move the ball for a consistent amount of times. They've had huge plays over the top to their wide receivers or Bryant getting in the open field, but they have yet to prove that they can make a steady drive, and they don't, obviously, with only 4.5 or just under 5 minutes left, they don't want a super long drive here, but steady gains of 5, 6, 7 yards is what they're going to try to accomplish here.
Well, Gio back in the misdirection. He's going to hand that ball off to Brian, who's going to get a big cut and move that up almost to that is going to be a first down, and that'll take it really close to the 40-yard line. So just like that, they start to move the ball. This is exactly what they need to do. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. We got a great game going on right now. It's a lot of back and forth. Bobcats have been up most of the game, but Colts have come back tied up before. Jones is going to get swallowed up on that carry. And that's going to keep that clock moving.
Number 5, Bryant on the carry.
Excuse me, Bryant with the carry. I thought that was Jones, but
now that's a Colts first down, which is task number one complete. They move the ball. They need to keep this up. Come away with some sort of points, whether it's field goal or a touchdown here. So let's see if they keep it in Brian's hand or let Gio air it out a little bit.
Gio's got the ball. He's going to keep it. He's going to keep the ball and not option it, which is where the defense had kind of collapsed on it. He didn't really have much of a choice. And this Seneca defense has been good.
Yeah, Seneca's been up to the task for the most part of shutting down this rushing attack that has been so great for Buena the last few weeks, going over 200 yards each of the last 3 weeks, I believe. And right now, I'd be surprised if they're probably right around 100 right now, but they haven't had any consistency with it.
Gio's going to pull back, and he's going to launch one up, and it's going to be a grab ball, and it looks like that may have been incomplete, almost intercepted. Now this brings up a critical play. 3rd down and 7. Obvious passing. I mean, they need to get this thing moving. 3 minutes and 34 seconds left, still down by 10 points.
And that was a great play there by the Cienega safety coming over the top. And he makes that catch right there on the side, on that far sideline. We obviously don't have a view of that, where his feet were, but the line judge on that side immediately made the call. So
there's a Gio back in the shotgun. Three wide receivers. Almost drew him off sides. Gio's going to run up the middle. He's going to try to keep the ball. Spins away. He is going to get a first. He dives right across, and that'll keep the drive alive. So the Colts now are going to bring it back. First down, 1st and 10. Ball marked right at the 30-yard line. The clock continues to drop down. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. Gio in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Bryant this time. He's going to find a seam, and he's going to continue to push the pile. And blow that whistle, and that'll be around the 25, 24-yard line.
So we asked for a sustained drive, and that's what the Colts are giving us right here. 2 first downs, 2nd and medium here. So Colts really need to keep this up, and we'll see when that decision time comes if this drive lasts much longer.
Gio in the misdirection offense, 2 wide receivers out there. He's going to drop back, and he's going to lob that ball right over the middle. Almost caught, tipped right off the hands.
And the Colts had it right there. They had the matchup they wanted, the tight end going up the middle, down the seam, and Gio just didn't put enough air under it. He tried to zip it a little bit too much. If he flowed that just maybe a foot higher, Jesse is able to run under that, and he's going in untouched for the touchdown.
2 minutes and 42 seconds left, 24-14, Bobcats. Colts continue to drive. Now it's 3rd down again. Gio drops back. He's going to air it right over the middle, and that is incomplete. 4th down now, and I think Coach Thomas doesn't have much of a choice here. I think he's going to probably go for it.
And that play for Cienega was made by number 4, Webb, their quarterback, their running back, their linebacker, their corner. He was able to get his hand on that right before it got to Caleb Bryant, who was open over the middle, but Webb made a great play on that and knocks it to the turf, setting up this 4th down. And I actually disagree. There is a choice here for Coach Thomas, and I've always been of the thinking in this situation, you have to score twice. No matter what, you have to get an onside kick. So I've always been of the assumption, once you get into field goal position, kick the field goal. At the end of the day, if you get down to it, you can always throw a Hail Mary into the end zone. But if you try this whole time trying to get the touchdown here, you could push it down to where you're throwing a Hail Mary anyways.
That's why I've never coached a game of football in my life, David. Thank you for pointing that out. But I do agree. We'll see what happens. I guess the good thing with all of it, we're going to find out here real soon. And it looks like they will go for it, although I agree with your analysis. I think we'll see. But there's enough confidence now in Gio and this offense to try to get this thing done. He's got 3 wide receivers. Gio's going to drop back out. He's going to bootleg back around. He's got to be careful, but he keeps the ball. He's still alive, and he's brought down. And that is going to turn the ball over. Just couldn't find anybody to get the ball to.
He made a few guys miss in the backfield, but he wasn't able to get away from that 3rd guy. I thought he was so close to breaking that open. If he got past that last defensive lineman, it was all green grass in front of him. He was going to pick up that 1st down easy, but that lineman made a great play. He was able to get his hands on Gio and bring him down to the ground, forcing the turnover. And the Colts still have a timeout left, so if they force the 3 and out, they'll get the ball back with a little bit of time left, but it's a long shot.
Yeah, they need a turnover, and I don't know if the Cienega is going to put them in a position where they're going to take too many risks being up 10 points. I imagine they'll just keep this thing down on the ground and kind of grind it out. But they get 3 and out. We'll see. I mean, 3 and out. Yeah, there goes Cienega using a timeout, try to figure out what it is. Well, I'll tell you what, everybody tuning in for the the Cochise County Sports Network, thank you so much for tuning in, supporting the student athletes, the cheerleaders, the band, everybody. It's all appreciated. We see everybody watching. Thank you very much for tuning in from out there in Cienega. I tell you this, David, with a little bit of time we got, I know there's still quite a bit of time left in the game. Who's impressed you?
For Cienega, there's only one answer to that, and that's Webb. He played quarterback, he's played running back, he's played wide receiver, he's played linebacker, he's played corner, he's punted the ball. He's had arguably the biggest play of this game when they were punting. Ball was snapped over his head, landing 9 yards deep in the end zone. And he picks it up and boots it 80 yards down the field.
Ross going to keep that ball on the ground and hand it off. He'll be dragged down. They'll pick up some good yardage. It's going to be much harder now to keep them from getting another 1st down. But what about for the Colts?
For me, Gio does have those 2 interceptions, but he's got to be the answer for me. This has been his most prolific passing game I've watched. He's struggled here near the end. He's overthrown a few balls. But in that first half, he only had 2 incompletions. Yeah, they were both picked off, but they both hit receivers' hands and just happened to bounce into the defender's hands. So he's played a wonderful game for the Colts.
Morales back in the shotgun, couple wide receivers, couple tight ends in there. Just letting clock just tick down. He's going to hand the ball off again, and that's going to open up a hole, get a 1st down, and he's going to keep going. That'll be the game. Well, just like that. Hey, and you know what? Credit to the Bobcats for not letting up. And sometimes in football, you just got to keep trying to score because you never know.
Well, Bueno was selling out there on the run. They were going to stop the run no matter what. And unfortunately, when you do that, if you don't make the stop at the line of scrimmage, there is no backup. So once he busted through that line, there was no linebackers there. There was no safeties there because they were already screaming out to the line trying to tackle him as soon as possible.
And the extra point will go up, and that'll be there. And give Buena credit for continuing to hustle. But, you know, David, what's going to happen now is math's going to take over. So it's 31-14 between the point spread, between a minute 30 seconds left in the game. Will be interesting to see what happens over the next series.
So I'm going to play a little devil's advocate here. It's a super long shot, but actually here, this gives Buena the best opportunity they had based on that last play to make any kind of run at this game. If that runner goes down at the 20-yard line, keeping the ball in their offense's hand, Buena never touches it again. Here, who knows what happens? They kick it to Caleb Bryant. He takes it back to the house for a touchdown, onside kick, touchdown. Very long shot, but at least now Buena's touching the ball, and they do have an opportunity.
Okay, so the game plan is Caleb Bryant gets the ball, runs back for a touchdown.
Yes.
Onside kick.
Yes.
Then Gio or Caleb or Jones or somebody somehow touches it, gets another touchdown. But that I tell you, one of the things that's fun about these games, especially with the Colts, because the Colts aren't going to give up. You know, they're going to go out there, and Joe Thomas is going to make them, and he doesn't even have to make them. They're going to want to go out there and do good things. It's still fun to watch, and it's the process of getting us to this point. And it has been up until, now it's been a really close game, and it's been very fun to watch.
Yeah, and for this we don't know if this is the last possession, but for this possession, this is going to be Gio 3 straight times, throwing it down the field to Garrick or Schwinoff, seeing if they make a play. Or not.
Well, they give it to Bryant, which is, there, and he's brought down hard. Now there's a flag. We'll find out what this flag is for. I tell you who impressed me was Jesse Avina. That guy had a monster game. He was, especially early on, between getting to the quarterback and making some good plays on offense, I just thought he did great. Maybe unnecessary roughness, some sort of penalty. It's almost like a pass between. All right, so it's 1st and 10, minute 21. Bobcats up, 31-14. And we'll get this all sorted out and get back to the game. So clock starts to tick again, minute 15. And there's pass complete, and the runner's continuing to try to move the pocket. He's going to get out of bounds. Well, so we know we have senior night coming up for the next game. So senior night will be coming up, and we invite everybody to come out and watch that. I know with the production, they're planning on having some more cameras. I'll be here. David, you won't be here, but we'll have somebody else, hopefully. And we will continue to cover all the games. So everybody who's been tuning in, we appreciate it. You to let everybody know about the Cochise County Sports Native Bar and Grill. Show out, support the team. They'll replay the game. You can sit there and watch it with the players, get to meet them, and then also 10% of your regularly priced items, not including alcohol, will come back to the program. Go back to the athletes. Big play by Gio, gets that one out, and that's completed. And that's going to be a first down. Continue to drive it. 56 seconds left. Eric's had a good game today, too.
Yeah, and there's still 56 seconds left here. Let's see what the Colts come up with here late in the game. Gio takes the snap, 4 wide receivers out in the pattern, and he looks to get it short to number 7, but it's short house, but that'll stop the clock.
And the band is out there playing, and the cheerleaders are out there. The wind has never calmed down. This is probably one of the colder games that you and I have been up here dealing with. Seneca's still got what? They got a 45-minute trip back. I don't know how they're going to pack up all 400 players they brought out here with them. and the band. But they had a great game, man. You got to give them credit. I mean, they are just a rock-solid football team. Oh, floated that one right up, almost caught.
And again, that was the pass play from just one series ago that the Colts had open. And Gio just misses him as he's coming across the middle. And if they caught it there, that sets up a field goal opportunity. And then we start talking about onside kicks, and we're back into that whole discussion.
We are. So well, practically speaking, what we're going to have is Seneca's going to go to 6-1, yes, and then the Colts will go to 4-3, and then they're going to have to put together some wins over the rest of the season here to really close this thing out. Not much going on. Clock continues to just scroll down. So what do you think that in order for the Colts to continue to think about potentially a postseason, being at 4-3, what are they going to need to do?
So I believe this is the Colts' first sectional matchup, as they call it here in the state of Arizona. So they'll follow to 1-0 in the section, or 0-1 in the section, and then the next 3 games will decide how the section actually shakes out. I am not familiar enough with the Arizona playoff system. I'm not familiar enough with the Arizona playoff system if it's only the top team in the section. If it's only the top team in the section that makes the playoffs, or if it's the top 2. So Cienega's obviously, they're the leader in the clubhouse for this section. Everyone assumes they're going to go undefeated through it. But going forward, I think it's Sunnyside, or Nogales is next, then Sunnyside, and another Tucson school I think it's Ironwood Ridge is actually that 5th team in this section. And Ironwood Ridge is always a perennial powerhouse, so that'll be another tough game. But Buena still has everything in front of them to play for.
And they keep getting better. I know this is a hard game. Seneca's going to, oh, God, and they're just so fast. But Gio keeps getting the ball out there. And here's the thing that I think, and that'll be a first down for the Colts. David, one of the things that's exciting to watch is, at the beginning of the year when we're calling these games, we're always talking about Bryant, we're talking about Gio, we're talking about Jones. And now what they've done is they started to introduce more and more people into this offense that are starting to be productive and be really good, not just role players, but good, serious threats on offense and on defense.
Yeah, they really have, and Gio's been able to find a lot of different targets in the passing game. And here he throws it again, and it looks like a little miscommunication as that falls incomplete with a little under 20 seconds remaining.
We'll see if the Colts can go ahead and scrounge out another touchdown before this thing closes out.
If I'm Coach Thomas, I talked about this a little earlier. I've always been a proponent of, if you're in this situation, you have to get onside kicks no matter what. And I know it's the longest of long shots here at this point. I'm running my field goal kicker out there right now, trying to get the field goal, go for the onside kick, and then just throwing Hail Marys for the rest of the game.
As Gio's quickly up, ball's going to bounce incomplete. Bring up third and 10. 17 seconds left. And Gio back in the shotgun. Looks like almost like the run and shoot's got 5 wide receivers out there. He steps up and he finds, and that's going to be intercepted, and that's just going to run the clock out. Of course, Seneca's trying to run it all the way back for a touchdown. Going to run it out of bounds. And the number 7, I think he's their running back too, right? I mean, he's been all over the ball. Or, yeah, wide receiver. He's been involved in a lot of the option plays.
Ball's going to be placed at the 32-yard line of the Bobcat.
Well, I'm pretty sure number 7 was the player that had the interception at the end of the first half that was ended up being called back. So you can see it right there. He's like, I want that. I had one earlier. It got stolen from me. So I want to try to get that one back. And he was trying his hardest to take that back to the house, all in good fun. I mean, that wasn't anything malicious, trying to run up the score or anything. He's just trying his hardest to do the best for his team.
I don't think the Colts would cry foul on that either. They're out there trying hard, too, to score against them. So it's all in good fun. It's 2 competitive teams. They wouldn't have the records they have if they weren't competitive. And that'll be the game, guys. Everybody, for the Cochise County Sports Network, this is Craig Mount, David Lanstra. Thank you very much. Final score, 31-14 Bobcats. Have a good night, everybody.
Sports fans, welcome to Cochise County Sports Network. Tonight's live broadcast brought to you in part by Lolly Automotive Group for all your new and used car needs. Jeff and Gina Lane of Edward Jones Investments, making sense of investing. Apex Network Physical Therapy, come heal with us. Cochise Lock and Safe for all your lock and safe needs. Check out the Leone team of Nova Home Loans, the highest rated lender in Cochise County. SSVEC, owned by those we serve. Lights Out Family Fun Center. Chiricahua Community Health Centers, health for all. And last but not least, eXp Realty, home of the flat rate contract.
Tonight, the Buena Colts varsity football team's taking on the Cienega Bobcats. Live and in full HD, only on Cochise County Sports Network.